Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Clip It podcast, episode 29. We're just over halfway when it comes to a year, I guess. No, my maths is awfully wrong on that one. Close enough. But hello, I hope you're doing well. We're joined by the wonderfully talented Agent Oink,
Hello.
Delicious,
Ayo.
and Ash. Hey up. It'll be back in just a moment.
I think I hear rustling or something somewhere, like in the distance.
Maybe he might run in. Oh fucking hell.
Okay.
That's his introduction for today.
Yes.
How are we all doing today?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Hmm. Good.
Yeah, I
You
think
couldn't have
that's
caught me off at a
somewhere.
worse time. Good to hear. It's good to hear. No, we're getting. I'm going to start this podcast off quickly by saying I was talking to this lot earlier, saying that I want to do something special for the 1 year mark, which would be 52 weeks, wouldn't it? 52nd episode. And obviously the whole COVID things hopefully it won't ever come back in a major way. It won't cause issues. Like I would love to do something like we're all in the same room potentially, or even other things that we had planned but haven't gone to plan. I don't really want to reveal it because I feel like it would be cool to keep it a secret still. But this is stuff Universal Madness was working on and the such. But like I think that would also be a cool special at some point. You know, I'd gladly work on that, and you know, I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. I really like to do something special for the 1 year anniversary though. So and this is going for the Clip It podcast, not all my podcasts, because I think we would have hit the 1 year mark probably in a month's time, I want to say, actually. But no, this is for the Clip It. So yeah, we're still about 22 weeks away anyway, 22 episodes. A lot of planning to do. We've got plenty we can get there. But yes, no, it's been an interesting week for sure. A lot of rumors for games that people don't understand why people get excited. Joking. This is the one thing I do want to say, and I think it's a cool topic we can talk about because I'm interested in what people's opinions are, is I personally think that people can get hyped for a game. People can get excited for a game and all that. Do as much as you like, you know, but don't join a hype train, because then that's when it ruins everything.
As much as you like, up until this point that I have just defined.
Personally, I feel like if you join a hype train,
Well, where are you drawing the lines of joining a hype train?
because
It's a good starting point.
because I would say everybody's hype train is different. Obviously, everybody has a different idea of what a hype train is. I would say don't.
My hype train's an Intercontinental 62.
But like, it's just, the reason I'm talking about this is because obviously the whole Battlefield 6 thing is it's coming back up again. A lot of rumors, leaks, news coming out supposedly through. You know, it's getting a lot of people excited. But I always would say just, you know, take it with a grain of salt. I have been on that hype train and it was disappointing as hell. No Man's Sky. But I think that's what can really ruin a game, is when people expect way too much because of
Cyberpunk
hype and all that. Yeah. And some cases it's not recoverable, sometimes it can be.
I mean, I don't disagree with you, and I have no knowledge of what has leaked about Battlefield 6 or whatever the hell it is, other than the like 3 or 4 images you sent me. But in comparison to like No Man's Sky was like being teased for months and months and months with like massive amounts of information about what it was going to be, and it was a scale that was quite impressive and hard to comprehend. As far as I can tell, what's leaked is an image of just like someone's looked at an image they found on Google image search, they set to public domain, and drawn some helicopters. Why would you care about that?
So to give you context, supposedly those two images
Also
are
calling
from...
Ospreys helicopters, I just wanna...
I know.
clarify. This was an issue I had with a recent news story as well, but I'm glad it's carrying
Okay.
over to the podcast.
We've had this discussion before. I'm not sure if we want to get into this on fucking
First
the
tangent.
podcast.
Here we go.
Like they are.
What?
I wouldn't say
No.
they are.
Absolutely not.
Ospreys are their own thing.
Ospreys
Yes.
are helicopters.
They're rotorcraft. They're not.
They're not.
No, they
Because-
just are.
They're not.
They're capable of taking off the ground with like rotors like facing downwards from above them, right? That's what I would define a helicopter
So are you
as.
saying that an F-22 is a helicopter? Is it an F-22?
No.
No, you think that's the
Oh,
Raptor.
to be
You
honest,
think
right?
of the F-35.
An
F-22 's
Osprey
from the
was
head, right?
The V-22 Osprey was made by Bell Helicopters.
It's,
I mean,
it was made
don't
with
get me
Bell,
wrong.
by Bell and Boeing, but yeah. sure.
Don't get me wrong, right? Like, if you said to me, "Is the Osprey a plane?" Right? I would probably agree that yeah, you could call the Osprey a plane. It can fly principally in the same way many other planes can fly. Like, yeah.
So
Like,
I would
just class
absolutely
it
say
as both a helicopter and a plane.
no.
Why not?
the
'Cause
VTOL.
it's not. Kind of. Then yeah,
Helicopters
then
are
there's the whole other
rotorcraft in
thing
which
of it. It
lift and
can't
thrust are
technically-
supplied by a horizontally spinning rotor. Okay, so I'm looking at this image of the Osprey, and it seems to have these horizontally spinning rotors that give it lift and thrust. Okay, so
Typically
let's check
operates
what.
like
they're
a
not necessarily-
helicopter, as this article says.
Admittedly, I just googled it. It is counted as a
It's
tail
absolutely a
rotor
helicopter.
helicopter.
Let me have look. It's absolutely not a helicopter. Like,
But it is.
it's just not. It's not. For numerous reasons.
I'm gonna let the professional talk.
Oh yeah. Is that in reference to
uh,
me? Is that what we're-
Okay, again, like, what are you defining as a helicopter?
Okay.
Goes up
So
Downey.
first of all,
Not involved.
I'm trying
This
to
is-
like
I'm
I'm
glad
trying
we're
to
going
double
into
check
this
this
tangent.
whilst we're
Because,
Well,
like, yeah,
I'm
but while you double check,
like,
right, like,
I'm
to
double
really
checking
clarify,
a certain feature that I'm 99, well, not 99, I'm like 80% sure it doesn't have that a helicopter requires.
Oh, is it not a rear rotor? What's it called?
No,
Okay.
that's knocks you of coaxial helicopters, but I appreciate.
again, not an expert on the Osprey. Am I going to guess that what you're saying is that it technically doesn't take off with its rotors and it technically requires its actual engines to take off in the way that like other VTOL planes would?
If I'm not wrong, it has no
Um,
other engines,
that'd
doesn't
be-
it? It's literally just
It's
the
got
rotors.
turboprop engines, doesn't it? Like they are the props of a turboprop engine, but that's still
Yeah, well,
means you
that's
have a
kind of
jet
what it's
engine.
related to. Is I would very strongly say a helicopter does not have a propeller.
Okay.
A propeller is a generally fixed device that spins quickly to produce thrust, whereas helicopters technically produce their own lift.
Yes, or a helicopter. You
Okay, I don't disagree with you there, but a helicopter rotor also produces thrust. Like a helicopter moves forward with that same rotor.
Kind of. It
yeah,
doesn't
It's a very
necessarily.
kind of also a Sorry to interrupt you, but a helicopter also uses a helicopter's rotor uses complex systems such as a swash plate, which again just isn't involved in the V-22's operation. God, can you imagine how fucking complicated that would be to? Oh, I don't
I
know.
mean, again, but like the Osprey is like very clearly like a unique craft, right? In like a lot of military aircraft are.
yeah, it's
Like they're
definitely
all
quite
pretty
unique.
like, bespoke in their design. Well, not all of them, but a lot of them.
An Osprey can't get shot down. Just feasibly impossible.
Well, yeah, I know. I would define helicopter, like personally, right, as something that is capable of vertical takeoff and landing.
Okay.
Normally by using some form of spinning rotor above it, which produces lift and thrust, right? Like that's like the basics of a helicopter.
Okay, well then
it
I
can go
define you
uppy,
as an
downy,
idiot,
move
but-
move around. That's literally the Wikipedia definition of a helicopter, and I agree with it.
Fucking God. The problem is I need to like then quickly check it whilst I'm.
The helicopter is a
fuck's
type of
Wikipedia
rotorcraft in
telling
which
you?
lift and thrust are supplied by horizontally spinning rotors. This allows the helicopter to
Yeah,
take off and land
rotors.
vertically.
It's right
Uh,
there, rotors.
Yeah, and don't see why the V22s aren't rotors.
They're
Because
props.
they're not rotors.
They're propellers.
Yeah.
Same thing.
No.
No.
But
Could you
near enough
imagine a
similar.
Spitfire with a helicopter rotor
No.
on it?
Stop trying to think of planes with rotors. It doesn't work. That's why they don't really exist. Outside of a few experimental shit shows. I mean, serious. Oh.
Well, it's all for science. How else are you going to find
Yes,
out?
that's true.
Like, what about that plane NASA made where it's got a wing which can turn and one faces forward and the other one faces
Also-
backwards?
yeah,
also,
oblique
right,
sweep wing.
This is I'm saying for the purpose of chaos more than I am to like prove any of our points.
Yeah.
Let's say let's look at like a helicopter rotor and say
Okay.
right, let's talk about the pitch of the blades themselves, right?
No.
We're gonna get angsty about that. If you want to talk about like
The
that,
control of them, but yeah.
well, you know, that you
Yeah.
know what I meant. To be clear,
Yeah.
that would make more sense than just the fact that they have a pitch, but yeah, control of the pitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Compare that to the fact that the Osprey can rotate its entire engines. It's principally doing the same thing. Well, similar thing. Like,
What?
No, I can see
No,
what you're
what-
saying.
No, you can't, because he's making no sense.
No,
he's a liar. He's feeding you nonsense.
I see
Don't
what you're
believe
saying,
anything that they're
But
saying.
no, that's not how that works.
I mean, it is principally.
You
No,
keep
because
your
on a
anarchy out
helicopter-
of here.
On a helicopter,
There
you
are
have
set rules in this universe and set definitions, and you can't just ignore them willy nilly.
on a helicopter you have a coalition. No, it's not a coalition. It's-
It's not. You know, I've just thought. I think a Tesla Model 3 must be a helicopter because these spinny bits that go round.
Okay, no, that's
Okay. What spinning thing that is horizontally facing and spins to produce lift and thrust is there on a Tesla Model 3? Like, come on.
Okay. So what about the DeLorean? Wait, did the DeLorean's wheels move when it was in flight? I get the feeling they
No,
should.
they didn't.
But I don't think they did.
didn't.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
But
they
either
should've.
way,
That
that's
would've
not
looked cool.
fucking hell, horizontally facing like rotor above the craft.
Oh,
I'm
above.
sorry. Are you saying it also has to be above? Like,
Not
I'm-
necessarily. I would say it's
What?
commonly above. I wouldn't say it's a requirement.
Yeah,
for
Wait,
it
no,
to classify
definitely
as a
commonly
helicopter.
above. But you did absolutely just say that it was.
I was gonna say, name one helicopter that has a rotor underneath.
Oh, again, some experimental.
Yeah, but those
shenanigans.
aren't like.
Don't-
Look, I guarantee
Training
you that at some
purposes.
point in some press conference, like Boeing or Airbus,
Oh, absolutely.
like made some like random ass like mock image up in Google Sketch at one point and was like, "This is our new design for a helicopter. It will release in 2077."
Look, we've got an animation in a PowerPoint. We're gonna show you how it
Yeah.
works.
The amount of
that's the-
experimental aircraft that are just like proposed by companies and go nowhere.
Oh, it's so
Hmm.
much fun though.
No, yeah, fuck you. The Osprey is absolutely a helicopter.
No, it's not. It
It's the
doesn't have
same way the
rotors.
Raptor's a helicopter.
What's interesting to me about your
Okay.
your definition of a helicopter, your entire definition of a helicopter relies on one thing, and that's the swash plate. And that's an
It
absurd.
doesn't rely on
you-
one thing, but
Yes, no, it absolutely does. You're you're giving me shit for like,
Yeah.
oh, you're considering anything with a spinning part helicopter, and you're literally defining on one component.
I wouldn't say I'm defining on one component. I'm pointing out a component the Osprey doesn't have that all helicopters do. Because it's
Actually-
required for them to be a helicopter.
To make this fair, I'm gonna go
Okay.
with Alfie because
Yes,
that
yes.
makes sense.
Yes, right.
What?
Right. I'm not sure why Charles has randomly changed opinion, and I would you ignore that for a second. Right. I
Or
get what you're
how?
saying. I do get what you're
Right.
saying, right?
Sure.
In the for like a standard helicopter, it's absolutely
A
very necessary
helicopter. Stop
component.
saying standard.
no, what I'm
you
saying
can't
is-
pretend it's experimental. It's like saying,
no,
hey,
no,
this
what I-
plane's experimental because the wing fell off in midair. Like, no, stop it.
Okay.
That's how the
I know what
A10
you're
was
doing.
made.
Okay. I'm just gonna keep ignoring. I'm just gonna keep ignoring everything that Charles says. Anyway, right. I get what
straw
you're
poll
saying.
goddamn
When I
set
say
up.
standard helicopter, what I mean is like what
Okay.
most people would picture in their head when you say helicopter, right? I'm not even
Okay.
speaking in terms of military here. I like
Yes.
pleasure craft, like everything, right? Like the whole thing. I absolutely agree that's standard. But the reason I would consider the Osprey still a helicopter is that it uses the same generic principle, right? Spinny bit go around, it produce upward speedy bit and momentumy enough more than gravity you go upward, right? And that's the same basic principle as a helicopter that an everyday layman would observe, right?
You're
And
ridiculous.
it's just very slightly different in design because it's a military aircraft that is specialized highly. Like very, very, very highly, right? Let's look at,
You're
say, the B2, right? Your
Okay.
argument is like the B2 isn't a plane because it doesn't use the same wings that a jetliner does. It's like, of course,
No,
that makes
it's
no
not,
sense.
because
It's not
I'm not saying
necessary.
it's not. It's not saying it's not using the specifics wings. It's saying it doesn't use wing at all. T. Okay, T will actually be a great voice. T's just jumped in chat. Is the V-22 Osprey a helicopter?
It
And
is
if you give me
absolutely
the
both a
wrong
helicopter
answer,
and a plane.
I'm leaving this podcast right now.
Let me get to my point, right?
Ugh.
I'm saying a B2 is a plane, right?
Oh my.
Like a B2 is a plane. We can all agree on that fact in the Discord,
Oh
yeah?
my-
Yeah.
You agree that B2 is a plane,
Yeah.
right? And you would agree that the B2 does not have swept wings attached to a centralized body and is it itself a one-wing design, basically. The entire aircraft is a wing,
Okay,
right?
yeah.
We'd all agree on that?
Yes.
Kind
Yeah?
of.
Right?
Yeah. A little
Okay,
bit more
so now let's look at a helicopter.
How was that a hard question? T, can I ban people?
Okay,
I mean, I
right,
can
so
ban
we're
people.
gonna-
Do I have permission?
We're going to look at the Seahawk, right? As a relatively popular military helicopter, right? You know,
Half and half. It's just not.
right? Cool. Okay, that has a swash
losing
plate,
my mind
right?
at T
Because
now.
it's got the big blade on top, and it's kind of necessary to have control of those blades, right?
Oh, this bread.
You know, you'd agree, so that it can
Yeah.
fly like in different directions and stabilize itself in the air, right? The Osprey does the exact same thing. It just uses a different method of moving the blades that happens to involve the whole engine.
But yeah, it doesn't move the blade. Yeah, it moves
It
the
does
whole
move the blade.
fucking-
The Titan engine moves the blades just because they're attached to a different part. They're not moving independently on the thing. No, but they're still moving to do the same thing
Oh,
to generate and
it's
move
not
the
to do
thrust
the
in the
same
No,
same
no, no,
way.
no. I just want to say something
What
else
am I
as
What do you
well.
mean half heli, half
Not-
aircraft?
it's
That
not a
doesn't even make
one-to-one
sense.
overlap.
T.
I just want
It's
to
not a
say
one-to-one
spin.
overlap, but they do. They are principally for the same thing in part.
I do want to say this as well. If I'm not wrong, the Osprey also does rotate the actual propellers on each
I believe it does, yeah.
between on which mode it's going. So it's more of a flat angle when it's taking off and doing vertical and vertical flight. Sorry, and then when it goes into its more of a plane mode, I don't actually know the technical terms. It will tend to go to more of a flatter angle, more like a plane propeller. As far as I'm aware. Again, I
Yes,
don't know the
with
name.
Modern aircraft probably on the Osprey. The blade pitch probably. I can't say
Pitch.
for sure. I'd imagine it does shift. No, I imagine it. There's the possibility mechanically that it could. I don't know whether it does, which is why
I
I'm not
think it
going
does.
to.
That's why I just brought it up because that's
I'm
one of the things I knew about it.
love you, T. Hate you, T. Love you, T.
But I would say it's just one of the. It's a specialist aircraft, like the.
Yes.
Like
rotorcraft,
I know
yeah.
this is going to be a controversial one, but in my opinion, it's a specialist aircraft like the Chinook. That's a specialist aircraft because do you see many
But it's a
civilian
specialist
helicopters?
helicopter.
Yeah,
Also-
with two
also-
propellers. Sorry, two
also-
rotors.
I've just had a major flashback, right? Right
Oh,
at the
no.
start of this conversation, you referred to it as it's not a helicopter or an airplane, it's a tilt rotor craft.
I called
That
it a
literally has
rotorcraft.
rotor in it. So you're arguing the whole reason it's not is because it doesn't have rotors.
Oh, no,
because it
I'm
doesn't
the
have
one
a
who
Because
said that.
unfortunately, the term rotor and tilt rotor don't line up the same way that a lightning bug isn't made of physical lightning. It's not a little insect that walks around and like
Well, the
burns
definition of
people
a
and
tilt
shocks them
rotor-
if they
a
get
tilt rotor
nearby.
aircraft is an aircraft which generates lifted propulsion by one or more powered rotors, sometimes
Also-
called prop rotors, mounted on shafts or nacelles, usually at the end of a fixed wing.
Shall we change topics?
Also, just a note, by the way, officially in design classification, the Osprey is a helicopter, a plane, and uses prop rotors, but we're just going to ignore that.
It's all of the above. Oh,
kind of.
my
Don't you hate it when that is literally the answer on a test? It's like,
Yeah.
yes, is it A, B, C, or all of the above?
Like for context, I have now found the official answer.
Oh, okay.
In the prop rotors on the V-22 Osprey are what they this is the worst fucking phrase of like word that I've ever seen invented by humanity. they are equipped to converter planes, which switch them between helicopter and fixed wing style.
I was
angles.
about to say
they are
something
capable
I've
of
just
rotating
realised.
independently. They can function as a propeller and as a rotor in terms of their angle and their actual physical
I was about to
use.
say, yeah, in VTOL mode, they must be able to function as a rotor, because otherwise you wouldn't
I mean,
have
you'd
control of them.
hope. Unless
Yeah.
that thing is producing a lot of thrust
I need.
and has a lot of other control surfaces.
Yeah.
But no, I absolutely 100% stand by the Osprey is both a plane and a helicopter, and you can just argue that like tilt rotor aircraft is like the definition of that, I guess.
Yeah,
but-
I'll happily go with tilt rotor aircraft. It's
So
yeah, which by definition is a plane and a helicopter.
did this come from the fact that I
sure.
How did we get here?
I think it's because I mentioned the new Battlefield and obviously the Osprey's in
Oh,
the
yeah,
image.
That's how we got
Yeah.
here. Right,
Yeah, it's
going
'cause
back to
Alfie
what you were
mentioned
going
the
to tell me about
helicopters in the
Battlefield
image.
6.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Also, just to let you know, the B2's not a plane, but we'll move on from that.
Can I also no? I just want to bring up as well. Actually, if like supposedly the new Battlefield is meant to be like it's set like 10 years in the future. Are they saying that in this world that they're making up Ospreys are the go-to vehicle to attack?
Yeah, Ospreys just aren't.
They're-
It's another subject about how good, aka not good, the Osprey is.
Yeah.
Oh, again, not an expert, but as far as I'm aware, like the Osprey is one of those things that's like probably basically like US put a lot of work into making it exist.
Yeah.
Then it was kind of like mediocre, but they kind of just
Yeah.
keep using it because they kind of have to because they
It's
spent a
just
lot of
so
money on
mechanically complicated.
it. I mean,
If-
absolutely, it's like very niche.
Yeah, if you lose an engine, especially in vertical flight, you're in a lot of trouble compared
Yeah.
to a standard plane or helicopter.
I mean, like you don't want to.
I thought you
lose
didn't
an
like using the
engine.
word standard.
Let's not bring this up now.
That was not okay.
Like,
I'm just
yeah,
going to ignore.
if you're losing an engine in like plane mode, again, I don't know the official terms,
Yeah.
right? Like that sucks, but like that's
Horizontal
recoverable.
flight.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
and
like,
you would
absolutely
also
vertical
in the
when you're not in an
process.
actual helicopter, as in a normal helicopter that isn't both a helicopter and a plane, also known as a tilt rotor aircraft. Like, yeah,
If you lose one engine in horizontal flight in the Osprey, I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure to land it still in like horizontal flight, you'd have to destroy the other engine as well.
Just pilot outside
It's
shooting the
not
fucking
a great
engine.
position to be in.
I mean, destroy or turn off, I'd presume. Yeah,
Yeah, but once you hit the ground, as far as T, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure to complicate things, the Osprey can't land horizontally because it's
I swear I have seen
What?
Osprey landing horizontally.
okay. Fair enough. I could be
was gonna
thinking
say,
of
what's the
either
point
another
of it?
aircraft or missing up to land vertically. I'll double check. Like I say, perhaps
I am
like, I'm
almost
thinking of
certain-
another aircraft. Okay.
Certain I've seen one land horizontally, but I could be wrong because I just googled it and I don't think I can find a video.
The only reason I would say it couldn't
I
is
know they
because
can
its
do STOL,
rotors
which
are
is
slight-
short takeoff.
Oh, sorry. Okay. The only reason I could think of is because potentially the rotors are too big, so it would hit the ground. But if you're in an
Yeah, that's
emergency
what
state,
my-
surely that wouldn't be. You'll be your least of concerns.
Oh, absolutely. It's better than dying, but I mean, like, you've now got an aircraft with one engine wrecked to an unknown standard, like, depending on what went wrong, and one that you've just smashed into the ground partially with bits connecting to it that are, like, being pushed into it. Like, it's going to be a mess to repair. And a lot of money. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so from what I'm seeing online, it can do, like I mentioned, STOL, but it can't do proper horizontal landing.
Okay. Fair.
Okay.
No, that's genuinely fair. Talking about an absolute shit show, and this is a small off-topic bit, but as a talking about an absolute shit show,
We needed another.
we know you finally found your dream mouse. Don't care what you say,
Oh,
it is your
yeah.
dream mouse. But
Mm.
you found your ultimate mouse.
My dream mouse,
Yeah.
yes.
No, your ultimate mouse. You've got your dream mouse, but you found the ultimate mouse.
No, I found my dream mouse, and now I found my dream mouse.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And this brings me into a good conversation for you guys and girls out there. Do we need phones inside of mouses? I feel like constantly I have the situation
Okay.
where I'm like, I'm
Well,
getting a
first
phone
of all,
call.
mice.
Mice, sorry, yeah, mouses. Mice.
I'm
Uh,
not losing any more words this podcast.
And I feel like we've all been in that situation where our phone's ringing, we can't answer it because our hand is glued to the mouse because we're playing a game. Wouldn't it just be lovely if you could pick up your mouse, flip it open, and answer the phone call? Why is no big brand thought of that?
Well, apparently some brands have. I guess Big's another.
Like,
matter.
genuinely.
Accuratus have. The same people who made my webcam.
When you first put that picture of that mouse in, for context, it's when was it made? Did you find out or anything like that?
Oh, no, I didn't see that.
It's a mouse which is also a flip open phone. When I first saw it, I thought it was a mouse where the back bit where you put your palm was
Specifically-
also a button.
Specifically a VoIP phone, so voice over IP.
Yes.
I'm going to sound real stupid if that's not what that stands for.
It is what that stands for.
Phew, thank you. Like that, I'm not losing any more words this podcast.
I was with someone, I was talking to somebody the other day. I was like, oh, that's this ICBM. And they were like, what the fuck's an ICBM? I had to explain to them what an ICBM was. That was fun. But no, yeah. When I saw it, I genuinely thought it was just where you put your palm was the button. And I was just thinking, has that ever been done? Have you found any mouse where the palm, where you put the palm rest on the mouse is a big button?
I'm trying to think, not specifically, but I'm sure it does exist.
If it did, why? But yeah, it would be cool.
Easier access to another button, I guess?
Yeah,
but you couldn't really use a palm grip as well.
That's, yeah, like, oh, actually, what are all our preferences on mouse grips?
It depends what I'm doing, and everyone gets annoyed at me because I don't use one, I use multiple.
I use generally one, but it's like, it's in between two, and
Well,
I'm trying to
for
remember
me,
what
it's
two
like-
it's in between.
For general use, I use a palm grip. For gaming, I use a claw grip.
Yeah, kidding me, the same then.
Fair.
It's not
I
just
I
something
can
very
do-
casual.
I can't do a full palm on my mouse, which I'm fine. Like, I just tried it. It's definitely not a comfortable. Well,
Gosh,
for me, it's not comfortable. So
Yeah, you've got small hands and a chunky mouse. I don't know
What
what
the hell was that?
I don't know what I do. I do palm grip, I guess.
I'm glad you started, and you're asking this, and you don't know what you use.
I'm gonna have to
Are
look
you
up.
looking up the different types of grip? Is that what that
No.
was?
Why would I do that? I do the
Go on.
palm grip. Yeah, I do
We
the
just
palm
said
grip.
that 4 times in a row.
These
Okay.
images.
Well, there we go. You now know.
Here's the
our
real
grip
question, though.
preferences.
Thanks, 9Gag.
Okay.
If a computer mouse, right, has the ability to flip out into
Wish
a
I had
phone,
3 hands like that.
but obviously
Yeah.
we're noting that phone is a VoIP phone, voice over IP. I checked to make sure. It definitely does stand for that,
Yeah.
right? Is that a computer mouse and a phone, or just a phone, or just a computer mouse? Because I mean, the Osprey is a helicopter and a plane.
It's
Like,
just a mouse.
oh, that's controversial. I think it's just a phone.
Okay. But I would say
So,
a
ladies and gentlemen,
Oh.
episode 29 of the Clip It podcast. My last episode. It's been lovely
actually,
seeing you all, talking to you all. I'm done.
technically,
You got the show.
technically, it's a
I'm starting my
microphone.
own rival one.
It's not a phone, it's a microphone.
Oh.
Yeah.
If it's using VoIP, connected to your, what are they called, PC?
I must admit, I do find that most telephones also include a microphone. So is that just a mobile microphone and speakers?
Okay.
Oh no, I'm sorry. Well, my telephone doesn't fucking include a 3.5mm jack, which is a requirement of all telephones, because
Is that
most of them do.
3.3, did you just say?
Yeah.
I don't know.
3.5.
I really hope you said 0.3. I wasn't.
I feel like I
Oh,
shouldn't get heated over this again immediately.
dear. I think we should.
No.
It's going well.
Oh.
Oh, dear.
Oh.
So yeah, some images have leaked, and
Oh no.
there's nothing solid about them.
Okay, so yeah.
Apart from the setting, we've got a vague. If these images are true, we've
Mm.
got a setting.
Kind of. Again, all
Okay.
of these images have been leaked by one guy called Tom Henderson on Twitter, who is.
This became a call out post.
I don't personally agree with what Tom Henderson does. He's posted a lot of stuff. High-profile YouTubers have said, "Well, this is, as much as I want to trust you, we don't have actual sources, confirmed sources, denying or accepting this."
Has he done any leaks in the past? Do you know?
No, he's not like
Oh,
Sasha.
okay.
He's not well known for big leaks.
I see.
I've heard the name before. I know he's well known. I know he's known in the Battlefield community. I wouldn't say he's a trusted source though. The sources he says he gets these from, who he doesn't name, well, at least the post I've seen, he doesn't name the sources. Understandable, not everybody wants to be named, especially if they're insiders or whatnot. But it doesn't help
Yeah,
with
it's
the
a good way to lose your job.
reliability. Yeah, it's not helping with the reliability of what he's saying. If it is true, cool. If it isn't, no matter what, I would just say take it with a pinch of salt. It could be true. I just wouldn't keep it to. I wouldn't get expectations off what you're seeing at this moment of time, because we don't have any trusted sources from DICE, from EA, or from Criterion, or any of the other companies working on this. We are just getting supposedly insider information from supposedly trusted sources from this one Twitter user. But like he tweeted out something about Battlefield. Westy, who's quite a big YouTuber, Battlefield community fellow YouTuber, said, well, as much as I want to trust you, you're not a trusted source. We don't have any trusted sources confirming this or denying this.
Ooh.
And he's like, well, I know that, but you can trust me. Thanks, I guess. And then he would just be like,
he sounds trustworthy.
He would be on like kind of the aggressive end on some of the tweets, and so I was just, what I don't like about it is just the fact that it's why cause an argument or reply in that manner to to a YouTuber, especially someone who like what I would say to this, in my opinion, is wait until one of these big YouTubers, Westy, Tactical Brit, Jack Frags, Frankie, if he ever comes back, wait for one of them to tweet about it or put a video on it, because they're most likely gonna be the sort of people who have big audiences, so they're going to cross-side it and cross-reference it with people who may be in the business or know people in the business. So they're not giving out fake information. They're giving out information they're certain or most likely going to be true. Obviously, a lot of these ones will put out as soon as they can, because clickbait is money-making. But yeah, I just don't agree with the way he's been handling some of the stuff on Twitter recently. But just if for any game, for any new Call of Duty, Battlefield, new Switch, new PlayStation, new phone mouse, always take it with a grain of salt, because you never know until you actually get a trusted source. Supposedly, like everybody's looking at, like, I know nobody here cares about Battlefield apart from you, but you like the retro ones anyway.
1942 was the best.
Yeah. I'll talk about that in a moment. But it's just a silly joke. But one of the things everybody's pointing out is every single Battlefield since 3 has been announced later and later in May. So I think the first one was like the beginning of May, and then it was like the 20th of May, and then the 30th of May. So people were like, oh, well, it's going to be now. And I'm like, well, if you're looking at the timelines, no, it's not going to be until the end of the fucking month. Calm down. There's plenty of stuff to play. Scavengers just came out, which is a great BR game. Which has officially come out. I got an email about that the other day, and I was like, I didn't realize it was coming out that soon, but cool.
Me neither. I got early access, and then the next day it was released.
I know. I'm still amazed. I didn't know it was made by the same people that made Darwin Project. Well, I was streaming it and met that wonderful fella. Which, if nobody knows what Darwin Project is, highly recommend. It's kind of a dead game right now. Why, I don't know. It was really fun. I'm just glad it died out. And no, it's the same developers. Good game.
Yeah, it was all right.
Highly recommend it. If you're looking for a fresh take on BR and you're fed up with Call of Duty, I would say it's different,
I saw
PvE
a lot of
concepts.
comparison to a Fortnite, and that I was not seeing much of a.
So, art style kind of is. It's got that kind of cartoony aspect to it.
You
It's
die.
slightly It's slightly
Apologies,
cel
was
shaded.
that me?
Again.
What happened?
Discord dropped again.
Okay.
Oh,
No.
no,
Same thing it was doing the other day.
So for context, nobody
Right.
dropped out. Literally, Phelan
Oh.
finished his sentence. Like
Interesting.
normally,
Well,
I
dropped while you
started
were
it.
speaking.
Oh,
so-
okay.
Yeah, it dropped in the middle of Phelan speaking for me.
Oh, okay. Because out of
Yeah,
nowhere,
same
just
here.
Charles was speaking for me.
Wow, that's consistent.
This is concerning.
We may have to just go to a different channel.
I think that's gonna help, but I never know. Yeah, sorry, so I don't see much relation to Fortnite for.
Yeah, no, it's literally just graphically, it's slightly dissimilar. It's got a slight cartoonish look to it, and it's slightly cel shaded in some areas, like the characters and weapons.
I didn't know a couple bits were.
But the actual overall game is completely different. You know, Fortnite's PvE. There's a huge aspect of building in Fortnite, and the winner is the person who survives the full game. That's it. While Scavengers is the winner who collects the most data, and survives, like gets to the drop ship alive, wins. There's a respawning system in the game, so you're not permanently out if you die. And you can respawn as many times as you like. And
Am I right in saying, sorry, you are still out if all of your team dies too quickly?
yeah. So
Okay.
yeah, when you die, I
Checking.
think there's a minute respawn time. I don't know if you can lower that by getting kills or whatnot. I haven't played enough to know. But I've just realised there's no. It doesn't transfer data over from the beta to the full game, so all my stuff I am gonna have to redo
Oh.
for fuck's sake.
Rip.
But yeah, no. There's a minute timer that could go down if you get kills. I haven't played long enough to know. But yeah, if you all die if everybody dies before anybody respawns, yeah, you're out of the game. But yeah, it's the winner who gets the most data. You get data from game collection points. I'm going to stream it hopefully Monday, tomorrow, potentially later on in the week with Ramio again because he asked for that. And we'll see. I've also bought something which should let me stream some VR games at some point, which, you know, for the people who already know, that is blatantly obvious, but I'm not going to say for the people who don't know. So yeah, I should be getting that soon. I'm glad to get it because fuck yes. And in other small news, something I'm really annoyed about, Scott Pilgrim is being shown in a load of American cinemas, and I want to go and see it in the cinema because it's a fucking great film. You want to watch a good bit of media, and nobody trusts me on that. But no, I'd love to see.
Oh, see, I need to see it. You should show me. That
Yeah,
could
we
be
should
there we go.
watch-
That's how we'll do our podcast. It will be watching a film. There won't be any copyright issues.
No.
No, it won't be copyright issues because we don't display the film. We just display the timestamp of the film.
Yeah.
Well, no, I think we should display the film as well.
I'm actually surprised. No, genuinely, have you not seen Scott Pilgrim vs. the World?
Nope, never.
No.
I swear we spoke about it at some
Can
point.
I-
but
can
maybe
Before we discuss on this, can I just absolutely, categorically compliment you on the smooth transition
not?
in turning this podcast to its movie section?
I know.
You nailed it. It was really good.
Well, you know what? For 5 minutes, I'm going to move it away for 2 seconds and say that, you know how Twitch is having a load of issues recently? And that, you know,
Oh no.
Yeah, all the time.
yeah.
Don't they say don't bite the hand that feeds you?
Well, it doesn't feed this channel. Not wrong.
We're using the servers. They don't know we're here.
Yeah.
We're hidden behind 6 layers of VPNs.
So I've been seeing a lot of stuff of people wanting to see stats on tags and how useful tags are on Twitch, and like, you know, are certain tags better for certain stuff. I saw an article with someone talking about how the LGBTQI plus tag brings in a lot more viewers, but can also bring in a lot more trolls and drama to some communities. And people just want to see if Twitch, it would be nice for Twitch to release some numbers on, you know, is using tags actually useful on the platform? If you put certain tags, does it make it any different to your discoverability? And do tags actually do anything to your discoverability? And also at the end of this article, they put an update. No, sorry, on Twitter, sorry, it wasn't at the end of the article. On Twitter, I saw someone tweeting out that over all of this, they haven't released any of the data, but they did add a new tag. And do any of you know what that tag is?
No.
It's the 2020 Euros for the 2020 Euro Championship in football, because apparently that's a tag worthy on Twitch. I genuinely don't know.
To be honest, right, we could segue this conversation into the really strong Twitch meta of hot tubs.
Yeah, that's been a recent thing, which has annoyed a
Because
lot
there's
of
like a
people.
loophole.
That's gonna be our year one. Oh, it's all coming together.
Yes, a
Because, like,
podcast.
isn't it
we're
there a
all in a hot
loophole
tub.
in their whole thing?
In a
like, you
hot
can
tub whilst we
have
watch a
like
film.
swimming shit or something like that.
Yeah,
You could
So
wear
people
clothes.
just
No
sit
one's
in-
forcing you.
Sit in a
I mean,
hot tub.
so I
I
don't know
would
anything
just
about
like
this, so
to-
I'll let you talk about
To
it.
voice my opinion on the concept of using the phrase loophole in that context, I don't think there should have to be a loophole around wearing clothing like that. That's like women can wear clothing.
Yeah.
That's pretty normal.
So, no, I'm
like
actually.
if you find it sexual that women are in a hot tub, like that's a you problem, not them.
So I know, genuine question. Actually, I would like to hear what you guys say on this. Because I saw someone on Twitter. I don't know who liked it. I do apologize. I can't remember who actually tweeted it out. But they said that because of this whole hot tub stuff happening and the drama between certain users and communities in general, someone put a post out saying that hot tub streamers shouldn't be allowed to have, they should do what they want. You can't restrict someone for something they want to do. But they shouldn't be allowed advertisements on this. So they shouldn't be allowed Twitch advertisements. They can do their own advertisements or sponsorships if they've got them.
Won't that just be better? Because then I don't have adverts on their channel, which is even better.
Oh yeah,
for
but
me.
no, but the idea of it is it won't. It's less likely for companies to pull advertisements off Twitch, like a certain YouTube did, because they're not getting their advertised showed on content they don't agree with or don't think is for their audience. Or
Is
other
it too late
reasons.
to call this
Okay.
section hot tub take?
But they also
No,
said
it's not.
they also said that there should be a warning to hot tub streams, like saying that like you're about to watch a hot tub stream or something like that.
Well, there's the mature content warning, which no
That's
one
such a
cares
specific
about.
warning.
Yeah, I know.
Imagine like
I'm gonna
you're
try and find
browsing
the
Twitch.
tweet.
You've never browsed Twitch before, and you get a warning on stream. You're watching a hot tub stream.
Yeah.
You're like, what the fuck's
Yeah.
a hot tub stream?
Yeah,
But,
I
like,
think
the
the
problem I
mature
have-
would do it.
The problem I have with the advertiser thing, right? And this is the exact same criticism I'd give to the one of many adpocalypses that have happened on YouTube.
Yeah.
Is that number one, advertisers shouldn't care about their adverts being on content they don't agree with, right? Especially especially in the context of YouTube, I can't talk so much for Twitch because I don't know the data, but especially in context of YouTube, there are hard conspiracy theories, hard radicalization on both the left and the right videos on YouTube that receive full advertising and receive full advertising to this day and did in the apocalypses, etc. While someone saying a swear word in the first 30 seconds of the video didn't, or someone saying something slightly sexual, or someone showing something slightly sexual, right?
Mm.
And I think there's a very clear issue with what YouTube is picking up as not advertiser friendly, and the advertisers are pulling away from it. It's hurting a very specific community and type of content, while their content is still very much being put on things they might not necessarily want it on, right? But frankly, they just shouldn't care because no one associates it with that. Like, it's just absurd, right? No one is sat on YouTube and goes, God damn, before watching this 48-minute review of a movie that X YouTuber just uploaded, I can't believe that I watched a 5-second advert about L'Oreal. I can't believe that L'Oreal support, I don't know,
Hating
fucking Scott
Godzilla.
Pilgrim, right?
Oh.
Like,
Yeah.
it's just not how it works. You're going to think more about the 28-second Raid Shadow Legends read that you thought about more than you are like
Oh,
the L'Oreal
God,
advert
yeah.
you got for 5 seconds before and immediately skipped.
And
or had a
also,
script
it's in like
automatically skip for
21
you.
seconds. I swear Raid
It's like
says
4
in there
minutes.
specifically in their
Yeah.
stats that they want at least 2 minutes.
Ugh. Yeah,
But, like,
I've known that to be a problem.
That's my main number one issues. And number two, right?
Mhm.
Websites, like websites in general, but specifically social media, needs to start taking the understanding of adult material seriously. I understand why, because of like brands being pedantic about what content they like to advertise around and stuff. Like it is like a complicated issue to navigate around in some senses. But like there is an absolute shit ton of explicit 18 plus NSFW content on Twitter, right? But I still see adverts from all the same companies on Twitter that I see on YouTube, and there's not any porn on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, there is, but you know what I mean. They
Hmm.
tried to not have it there, right?
Yeah.
So like, there's this abstraction that these companies are complaining like they don't want their content around this stuff, but their content is already plastered all over it all the time, and they have no issue on certain platforms. They have issues to some degree and to differing degrees across different platforms, and it just makes no sense to me. What I would like to see companies like Twitter do, and Twitch to do, and YouTube to do is just make 18 plus sections that have got proper regulation, proper content warnings, and have their own advertising spaces if that's what advertisers demand and is necessary, right? Like there are plenty of people that advertise in the porn industry, and the porn industry, you haven't noticed, is successful. They're still making money, although a significant portion of the actual main porn industry and whatnot, like, which main by main I mean like generic sort of porn videos and porno stuff, not like people that are doing lewd art independently and that sort of more individual thing. Often doing that from exploitation of people, and that's obviously an issue, but like it's still a business model that can work, and you could absolutely have an 18 plus section to YouTube that would work. And then for me, from the perspective of creating content, like I would rather if my Twitter could not be accessed to someone that wasn't under 18. How did I word that the correct way? I'm just gonna re-say that sentence. I would rather my Twitter is accessible to people that are only accessible to people that are over 18, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if I could put a gate on that had some sort of check, like I would much prefer that, and I would like similar systems to exist for YouTube, right, and for Twitch, because saying like the mature content filter on content thing on Twitch, I really feel like that is literally one of the most useless things you can do on Twitch, because the Twitch give a shit whether you have the mature setting on or off. As far as I can tell, no, they don't take any notice of it whatsoever. Do advertisers care? No, they don't take any notice of it whatsoever. Do viewers care? No, they don't take any notice of it whatsoever. Right? You have the mature content filter on, you'll get someone that's like 10 in your chat complaining that you said something, and it's just like, well, yeah, I had a warning saying there's mature content on the stream. I have warnings in my description and my about page and my panels, like, and it just makes no difference.
What have
And
you
like,
done?
what the hell did you just do?
I did nothing. Carry on.
Oh, right up
But
there.
yeah, so like, for me, with like
Nice
the hot
laugh,
tub
Mike.
thing, right? Number one, I don't think someone streaming in showy outfits in a hot tub is inherently sexual. Like, I think that is a choice you make to find it sexual, right? Like, how do I word this? Like, I can go to a beach, right, and not be turned on by the fact that there are some people in bikinis. Like, I am capable of that. I don't think that's a particularly hard thing to do. Maybe I differ from everyday people, but like I find that pretty easy. I am really enjoying watching you do this.
This is something, yeah.
So like, if you're watching, go on.
We're still on hot tops here, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically,
Thanks for
my
paying
viewpoint
attention.
on that is, generally speaking, on Twitch, when people are doing hot tub streams, they are purposefully, well, sometimes, not all the time, the people who are doing it are purposely putting themselves out of the way to make them look more sexual than just random people on a beach.
I certainly think there can be an intent there, which, is
Like,
fair enough,
you
but I
have
think
seen
there can
the old
be an
meta
intent
of
there.
Twitch, of the quote-unquote titty streamer. Of just having the lowest cut top you humanly can to try and get attention.
Yeah, and again, right, like that is absolutely a thing. The reason I was trying to make that point is because I don't like the sentiment I see sometimes that every single woman streaming in a bikini in a hot tub is inherently trying to bait sexual,
Oh no, not everyone is, but there
attractive,
are
like,
some who are
thing.
doing that to bait men.
Yeah, but again, like that's fine. Like people can do that. They get their viewers. It gets Twitch more money. It gets them more, like why not?
I
Like, I don't have any
think
problem with that as long as it's age gated. Fine.
I would
I
agree
think
with
that
you
it's not
mostly.
age-gated fine at this current moment.
Yeah, but then why
Fact
penalize
that-
people doing it, and why not penalize Twitch for not age gating it?
Yeah, it's like right now it's like the fact that the minimum age, which there is actually technically no minimum age apart from set by their TOS, is 13 to have a Twitch account. So
I think there's also, whilst I agree pretty much, like, almost entirely of what you said, And it's something I still think should be changed, but I think there's also the social aspect in that you're obviously you're not brought up like, and then there's a lesson on bikinis are sexy. Here's why, but it's implied through when you're growing up that like underwear or revealing garments are sexy, or like they're designed in a way to be more appealing. And I do think that is something that needs to change, but I think that's also like a contributor to the situation between what is mature or lewd content versus what isn't.
Yeah. Like, I get what you're saying there.
Mm.
I still think it's a conscious choice. Like, I don't know if it's just the way my experience. This I was not expecting the mic problem to be continuing on for
No,
this long,
he's
but I am
still
loving it.
going with it. I
Um,
cannot believe it.
It is something amazing. It's beautiful, but like for me, like yeah, like absolutely, there is a social construct around how people view other people, right?
Yes.
And what they're wearing and doing and how you respond to that. That's absolutely partly social and partly just natural in like chemistry, in like body chemistry and brain chemical sense. But at the same time, right? Like finding something sexual what I mean by that more is like seeking sexual pleasure from it, and I don't mean like in like a very physical sense. I mean like that can be a very mental thing, right? Like enjoying what you are looking at in that way. Like you
Yes.
can very much choose to just not do that, even if someone is wearing like the most kinky lewd outfit that you could possibly comprehend that fits into all of your perfect desires and fancies and kinks, right? Like you can still choose to just not like enjoy that sexually if you want to. At least I can. Like, so I don't
Some
feel like
people have less
That's definitely a straw
self-control.
poll.
yeah, I
It's-
guess. Apparently people do.
The mic's fixed.
I will explain in a moment. But
Sure.
I think like so. What I wanted to say on this topic is slightly like not. It's not going into what you're saying, but like more of why it's become a bit of drama. From what I've seen at least, and from my personal opinion, which was more of a case of sorry, I am just buying a new boom arm right.
God, it was a bad break.
So no. I don't know if I'm able to show. Wait, let me show.
Oh God, here
let
we
me-
go again.
No. Let me show quickly before I even get into this topic. Just for
Okay.
context. So, you see that? You see
Oh.
the gold bit there?
Yes.
That was the adapter I got for my Yeti, because the Yeti
Right.
uses the bigger one. I can't remember the sizes. I do apologize.
Mm. Sure.
So I got that for the Yeti. However, that is now permanently on there. I physically can't get that off no matter what. On the Rode pod mic, it's got this Y thing it's connected to, and that one
Right,
there, it has threads for both this size, but also the default smaller one you get on most
Oh,
boom
okay,
arms,
that's nice.
which is nice, yeah. However, for some reason, it just doesn't want to thread all the way onto this one, just no matter what. So it would always, so I've always
Oh.
had it on like 2 or 3 threads, and those 2 or 3
Oh,
threads
no.
have just gone away now. So it physically won't go back on no matter what I do.
Oh, good
Luckily,
Lord,
this
that
is
poor
still
thing.
like got most of the threads. Like it's got a good 75% on the threads on there, so I know it will still fit the Blue Yeti. So I'll give this one to my girlfriend anyway. So it's still going to get use out of it. She needs a boom arm anyway. If anybody is aware of her
Can I
microphone,
just specify that he is the host of this podcast and he is the least competent here?
how am I the least competent? Anyway, yeah, that's why. So I'm just going to get a new boom arm. I'm going to get a £12 one because this one cost me a tenner and it's lasted me 2-3 years. So it's not like I'm going to get a stupidly expensive, though I would if I could.
Fair.
But no, from what I'm aware, from like what I've seen from some content creators, obviously everybody's different. Everybody's responded to this situation differently. Is these content creators are obviously doing it in a way where, like, they're not getting much at all. No, sorry, they're not doing it. They're doing as little to get out. They're doing as little work to get as much profit out of it as possible, which you would do if you could. Fucking Lugwood did that, sleeping for like 7 days and making $500,000.
Well, no, he did a stream, but every time he got a sub, he added 10 seconds to his stream timer.
Yeah.
how long he would stream for, up to a maximum of like 30 days. And he hit that 30 days.
Yeah, and you made like, $500,000 from it.
He
Which,
made
Yeah.
bank.
but like, like, I think a lot of people are seeing this as it is, just people doing little work. Like some streamers, they put all their life into streaming, and they don't make half as much as as these so-called titty streamers or hot tub streamers. So I think it's just like a bit of, like that they're feeling it's just not fair, kind of, I guess. And like that's some of the stuff I've seen from it. Obviously, it's become a
Not
meme
fair in what
now.
sense?
A
I
lot of
think
people are doing it now anyway.
I think I saw some old stats probably now that sure, more people on average click on a hot tub or titty stream, right? But there is a less retention of viewership.
Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah,
graph.
like again, can I like ask like unfair in what way? In terms of like they're reducing the amount of money they make from advertising because advertisers pull out of Twitch.
Sorry, no, I may have worded
or-
that poorly. Like in the
Yeah.
sense, like I don't know, maybe I could be wrong on this, but like, I may have just misread it or misseen it, but like in the sense that, like these people are seeing, the hot tub streamers are just in a hot tub for 2 hours, just chilling in a hot tub, looking at chat, showing. Like some of them are quite blatant, others, are genuine. And they're making silly amounts of money, while there's streamers out there who are big still, but like it feels like they're taking a lot of their audience away. It's one of the things I saw.
Okay, people complain about the audience taking away. People who want to click on hot tub streams are probably never going to be clicking on your gaming stream in the first place.
I
They
feel
are
like
there
there's
for
not
a
much overlap
specific
there.
reason.
Yep.
Also, second to that, sorry, but they just made better content than you.
Wow.
Like maybe that's a harsh thing to say, but like I don't really see it in any other way, right? Like if you have a problem with people putting in minimal effort to get like, and they get more views than you, and you feel like they're taking your audience, and that sucks because you now can't get space in the game. Like, yeah, that's how like every podcast works. Like two random white dudes sit down at a fucking microphone and
white
talk
dudes.
for 2 hours, and then like you get your podcast and it's done, right? Like it's just how like the content creation space works.
You know what's really unfair? When they do hot tub podcasts, like they're already doing that. They're taking our space.
I was gonna say, damn it, we should do that as soon as we can. But if they're already doing it, fuck.
No, they've already done that. I
Um,
don't know. It was a group of 3 girls. I've forgotten their names.
Yeah, I find it hard to justify in any way that there's like any way for a hot tub stream to be like unfairly detrimenting someone else's stream, even if
Yeah.
you made the argument that it was advertisers pulling out of Twitch. Because again, I don't know how like much everyone knows about people that make money off Twitch. But advertising is not how any streamers, make money off Twitch.
Oh,
If
no.
you're like a big streamer, if you're like XUC Live right now have 123k viewers, yeah, you're gonna make some decent money off advertising. But you've already, by an insane level, exceeded that by donations and subs and merch sales. That's how those people make money. That's how every Twitch person makes money. That's why every single Twitch person I've ever watched doesn't give a shit about adverts or when they run, and doesn't pay any heed to them because they're like and often encourage ad blocker usage because there's no reason for them to care. Like it's not a significant part of anyone's income.
I
So
don't
like
thi-
even if Twitch had a complete catastrophe and there was no ad revenue anymore, frankly for most streamers that wouldn't actually make much difference to their income level. I feel like honestly the amount of people that they get subbing could possibly increase a very slight amount because now people aren't getting adverts on Twitch because there's no advertisers anymore. Like the only person that would hit is Twitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
true.
Subbing should just remove adverts for that channel.
It does.
Like if I sub to someone, but it doesn't though because
But
I
it
still get
does.
adverts when I'm sub to people.
Oh, so that's on the channel, to be honest. Yeah, as a content creator, you get the option to pick if subscribing removes advertisements from your channel. So, that's on the channel, which is, I think, is one of those silly. It should just be a default, in my opinion. But yeah, no, I don't really care. I feel like I see a lot of people getting in on the meme. It's more of a meme now these days. Everybody getting a hot tub streamer out, no matter what. I would, but I'm in a small house room and I can't be asked to set up outside.
No, boy, you can just put a
Aw.
paddling pool in there. That'd get us on upstream.
Honestly, if I made enough, I
Or
would.
just move to the bath for like.
Yeah.
Again, if I made enough, I would. But not a job; it's a hobby.
Yeah,
The bath. The only problem with the bath is I just don't know how I'd get all the stuff there, power-wise.
extension leads.
I don't have enough.
Buy them. Get
Yeah.
a couple off Amazon. cheap
Hey,
XLR
we sell them at
extender.
Poundland.
I genuinely didn't expect to spend as much as I have this month because
Oh,
of my bloody I knew I was gonna need to get a boom mic at some time. I always intended to give my girlfriend, because the expensive. But if you're curious, by the way, I don't know if I did show. It's on a mic stand that I got with the mic. The mic stand costs more than the mic itself. I'm almost certain.
oh.
Yeah, it's one of
Just remember,
those.
he is responsible with your Twitch money.
No. This was a great deal. I got off eBay. I got the mic cheaper than the mic it's ever. I got this mic cheaper probably than your mic.
Ooh. Well, now we need to know.
What,
Oh,
my
I know it's
mic?
definitely cheaper
Yeah.
than yours, Phelan.
I got mine
You
as a
don't know that.
gift, so technically it was free.
Ooh.
I got it for Christmas.
What mic? You got the blue, don't you?
I got Blue Snowball, yeah.
Right, there it
Go on, well, how
is.
much did you?
How much did I get my mic for?
Yeah.
Give me a second. Let me get the exact amount. It's not bad. I
Dear,
just can't remember.
Oh,
the-
okay.
I just
Right.
can't remember the exact amount. I just found that. Oh my god, I
He's gonna
forgot.
break down the tax for us, never in.
Yeah.
Oh.
I saw someone tweeting today about how they just don't understand sales tax in America.
Yeah, no one does. Even Americans don't.
I paid £62, including delivery, 56 without. For the mic, 3 XLR cables, the stand, and the pop filter or the wind
Yeah.
filter. The stand on they don't sell it on Amazon anymore. Fuck's sake! Give me a moment. Let me try and
Well,
find it.
That'd be why it was expensive. The sellers were just doing it. 'Cause it was like, oh, well, we have no stock. Put it at a ridiculous price.
On eBay, it's selling for.
That reminds me of a weird controversy at some point, but I'm not getting into that.
Wonder if Rode sell it at the moment, or if they just given up on this.
Is
Buy
it the
now.
V22 Osprey versus hot tub streamers.
So, Phelan, from Gear
Mm.
for Music, the stand itself costs £25, which is
Oh.
I wouldn't pay for just for a table stand or desk stand.
I
Oh
just
my-
wouldn't use a desk stand at all,
I-
but yeah, also
I wouldn't until I needed to. Oh, yeah. So, fuck that. Fine, if I can desk stand. Like, the only reason I would is just genuinely a podcast. Like, I'm trying to think if I was to do a podcast, all of us sat in one room, how would I do it? I would
Depends
probably.
if we all have mics or not, really.
Oh, yeah, no, that would be my aim. Just everybody has a mic. I would probably go just like cheap Shure, like not cheap, but like like the generic like like what do you call them? Fuck, like Jesus Christ, I can't remember the name of it now. Like the mics they use on like a show, like when you're like an artist. Oh, I can't remember.
A mic they would use for what, sorry?
Like a musician.
like
Like on a I
Like-
can't remember the fucking name of it now.
You say a musician uses a lot of type of mics. Like, is it a drum mic for a drum kit?
I
Is it
think
a
he's talking
guitar
about the
mic?
mic which you
Is
like
it a
put
vocals
on
Like
your
the only one I
collar
can
or
think of
something.
is like a mic would use for a stand-up comedian. Like the one you hold on a stage. On a stage, how did I not remember the
Oh, a
word
stage
stage?
mic.
Yes. Wow. That's what I couldn't remember.
How long did it take you to say the word
Stage.
stage?
I don't know. But like a generic stage mic. I know that you can get some really good Shure ones for like £20 a pop. You know,
Yeah, those
decent.
have pretty good stands as well, like on desk stands that you can place them in.
And for like a first podcast, obviously, it would be a one-off, and I would use those for other things if I ever did it. But I would love to do that, and it would be cool to do it. I guess if this
and
any
as
goes
well,
well, we'd
We
move into our
could
own
use
house.
them for the hot tub special. We can all
Oh,
have our own mics,
yeah.
so the audio can be nice and clean despite us being in hot tubs.
You know what? We're doing that. You know what we're doing?
Top hot.
We're doing a hot tub podcast.
Yeah, you
one day.
are.
Did you just opt out of the hot tub podcast?
Did I?
Is that what you
Sounded
just
like it.
said?
I just said tub hot.
Oh, okay.
No.
we didn't hear what you said. We thought you said I'm not.
Yeah, that's exactly what it. Okay.
I was thinking actually.
Tub is hot.
I was
Okay,
thinking
good.
of this
It
at
is.
work. Because I always have
Oh,
these.
Charlie's thinking about this on a casual basis.
Yeah,
now.
no, like at work, I just think
Mm.
about everything. I'm just like, how do I do my stream today? What do I change, etc. Like that's,
Wow.
I get so bored
You
of
are
it.
Imagine being prepared.
Yeah, clearly.
Imagine
with
not
the
just
broken
thinking
leg
to
on.
yourself on the day, you know what, I think I might stream, and then not.
But no, I was thinking at work, like what I would like to do for like a 1 year anniversary, and one thing came into my head was just do a podcast in a forest, and then the next thought was, how am I going to get power there? I did think
There's a thing called
generator,
batteries.
but what?
He's right.
Oh, okay.
You could stream off your phone.
No, we wouldn't stream it. Like the 1 year special would probably be recorded, just for.
Yeah, then we
Oh,
all we
that's
need is
even
audio
easier.
and video. Yeah, but literal batteries.
But what mic?
Batteries power. For starters, phones.
I'm not.
have
No, I'm
microphones.
not using phones. God, that.
I'm just saying they are an option.
No.
I mean, so you're telling me you either need USB or just like a standard UK socket, both of which are fairly easy to get.
Why did I even mention the outdoors bit? No, I genuinely would love to do like a
Stop changing the subject.
IRL podcast. No,
Yeah, right.
same subject.
So it's going to be IRL in the forest in a hot tub so
Yes.
far.
Ooh,
Lovely.
Yeah, some really nice shots of that actually.
Yeah.
Again, like I feel mic's not the most expensive. Cameras, on the other hand, I guess you could hire. See. But yeah, no. What were we talking about beforehand? My mind's just completely gone.
Sorry, I had a
I
small
don't remember.
interruption there.
Wow.
Well, it reminds me actually of what you were saying about not to get too excited over leaks or like potential leaks. Actually, and I think I might have one that I might be getting a little bit excited about.
Oh no.
So
Xiaomi?
AMD were
Okay.
no, no. I'll find a way to get Xiaomi in there. Don't you worry. Someday, I can't wait for Xiaomi CPUs.
Yeah, the thing is though, right? Xiaomi leaks are just gonna look like, let's just say, Samsung's 7th generation.
Someone's not been keeping up to date with Xiaomi.
Well,
Anyway, I'll
okay,
give you a good
I
educating
don't like
after this.
Xiaomi for many reasons, but like, come on,
Yeah,
that's
there
just
are
not
reasons.
true.
Xiaomi leaks are their new vegetable.
Oh
Like,
my
Xiaomi leaks
god,
are
I
like
can see that.
CCP leaks, right? Like leaks of your data to the
Yeah,
CCP.
I was gonna say a joke like that, but I just couldn't think of how I was gonna word it, so I just went the vegetable route.
Well done.
Funny.
So anyway, AMD, they were currently scheduled via a leaked roadmap to release upgraded CPUs, kind of based on current architecture, but using a slightly smaller, instead of a 7 nanometer node, going down to 6 nanometers, which is all right, but it was always
those
going to be like an
words mean something?
intergenerational. What was that? Sorry.
Do those words mean something? Because they just went right over my head.
Yeah, it's all right. The people listening know.
Oh, that's good. At least good.
Honestly, I'm kind of glad. Like, don't get me wrong, intergenerational CPUs are kind of okay, but they're just let's just stop. Let's just focus more into the main generations. Intel's kind of intergenerational CPUs they just released have kind of flopped.
I mean, isn't that just the summary of Intel over the past 10 years?
Well, yeah, okay.
Intel
that's fair.
said that it's a new generation, but it sort of isn't really a new generation. In fact, it's barely even a
Yeah.
refresh of the current generation, and it wasn't that good, and it
Oh.
underperformed expectations.
But I'm like, so now I'm trying to remember what I want to say the next AMD generation is meant to be on a 4 nanometer process, if I remember correctly. I'm glad we're just skipping that like 6-1 partway through. I believe the reasons they gave for it were, one, they wanted to focus more on the next like proper 4 nanometer generation, and the other reason being the like supply and demand right now during the shortages. Which I wonder if that was a secondary or a primary reason, to be honest, for them.
Or
I imagine they just gave it like a this is what people will understand, so we'll just say it was because of the shortages. Don't know. Either way, I'm goddamn glad that they're skipping.
Yeah,
Don't know.
be interesting to see what sort of.
Again, this is all. Sorry, I should just say this is all presuming it's true, which we're pretty sure it is, but not 100%. But
Okay.
just to clarify. Sorry, you were saying?
I was gonna it would be interesting to see what sort of differences we're gonna get out of the 4 nanometer technology.
This
And
should be going to their next generation of socket as well. So currently they've been on their
AM5?
AM4 socket for multiple generations, multiple years. I don't know. I don't know what AM5's gonna offer new apart from, like I say, the other semi-associated technologies with CPU improvement. But I'm excited.
again, that's always my biggest benefit with AMD. All of the Ryzen's currently work on socket to different. Oh no, apart from the newest ones, sorry. Yeah, apart from the newest ones, they're third to the first. They all work on the same socket. Varying.
I think the current newest ones still work on the same.
Oh, okay. I remember doing research because when I was doing my upgrade, I was like, will it work on my current motherboard because I'm on a BE350.
Oh yeah, there has been some issues with that though, hasn't there?
What on my end or in general?
In general, with like
Okay, yeah.
motherboard generations, I saw an article earlier I didn't read into. Apparently, AMD are potentially, whether on purpose or not, I don't know, limiting like accessibility and performance on their, I think it was their Ryzen 5000 CPUs on 300 series motherboards.
Okay.
I can't remember the exact. Oh, AMD appears to be preventing Ryzen 5000 CPU support on X370 motherboards.
X370.
Which obviously,
okay.
that was the thing about when they released whether they would or not, and they said no, it will go on all 300 series, and then select 200 ones.
Yeah.
I've not read into this.
The only thing I can think of is just performance. Maybe could be some performance issues or unreliability would probably be most likely. Mine only works because I'm on a beta version of my BIOS, which I haven't actually checked if that's updated to a normal version yet.
Yeah, you should probably do that.
But I'm not getting the full performance I can out of my CPU because it's just not on a socket that it's rated for per se. Or at least its ideal performance isn't rated for. But no, that's like look at fucking Intel. You get a new CPU, you need a whole new socket, boy. It's not gonna work on any others, but that newest one or whatever it is, it's so fucking finicky. That's the only downside to Intel. No, not the only downside. One of the many downsides to Intel. There are, great positives with Intel. Don't get me wrong. There's many downsides with AMD. I'll just say there's less. Personally, I think everybody's now joining that AMD sort of that AMD enjoyment. I guess the road to a better CPU life. Again, there are plenty of Intel products, CPUs that do better at shit tons of stuff, but it's just annoying, man. Just annoying. Yeah. I have never had an Intel. The last Intel I had was a Pentium 3. No, it was an i5. No, an i3 at some point. That was the last Intel I had.
A Celeron from like 2008 to my current 7700K, and I can tell you the performance difference is not that much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would really piss me off.
I mean, I'm being disingenuous in a sense. Like, the performance difference is very, very significant, like in pure statistical measurement. But also like not
Everyday
like the leap
use.
from that to this, like in comparison to the leap I could get from this to something now is like already like bigger.
Yeah.
Because CPUs have just advanced so much in the past few years, especially on AMD's side with multi-threaded performance.
Yeah, that's very true. Money as well, they're much more affordable.
Hmm.
And
I think they're
better.
starting to move away from that, to be honest. I think their pricing's starting to become, because they realise that they're on top in quite a few aspects and they can afford to charge not like a ludicrous amount, but more than they would have even in the past couple of generations.
They're doing a OnePlus.
Yes.
Well,
I'm-
I can absolutely agree that AMD's pricing has taken a bit of an upwards trend recently.
Mhm.
I still think that they're like mostly more reasonable than Intel has been, but yeah, both companies can arguably charge a decent markup now.
I heard the trying to think, there were some leaks as well about the Intel upcoming GPUs. Can't remember. I think they're meant to be cheaper than the current Nvidia and AMD offerings. I'm trying to remember. They said something about gaming performance. I know it wasn't like obviously exceptional, but I'm trying to remember if they said it was pretty good or pretty bad. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. It'll be an interesting release as well.
No, definitely.
There was. Did you find some Intel news earlier, Alfie? Am I right in saying it was you?
Yeah, there was some person got a prototype sample of one of the new Xeon CPUs
Mhm.
and quite horrifically delidded it, and then went
Dropped
into
it
the
into a
internal
hob.
modules. And the basic takeaway is that they're going to be offering more cores
Oh,
than
okay.
they previously had. They're offering a 50% increase, or like a doubling, sorry, of their maximum current Xeon cores.
Ooh.
But it's only a third increase on AMD Epic offering currently. But obviously, other things still suggest it's going to outperform Epic quite significantly. But we also know that Epic's got a generation coming up anyway, like server stuff
Yeah.
basically. On the server side, like CPU battles gets even more complicated because it's so specialized on what you need, right?
Yep.
Like if you're doing some very specific task, fuck knows, you could be on an IBM Power PC chip for all I know. Like, you know, it's just kind of how it works. I like the advancement of server gear because it bleeds into the like Threadripper line. Intel don't really have an equivalent lineup where it's a sort of consumer chip based on the same architecture as their server lineup. But AMD, Epic, and Threadripper are basically the exact same thing. And I like that a lot because advancements in Epic mean advancements in Threadripper generations normally, and vice versa. Like recent advancements in Threadripper are already being seen in Epic. Like, and as someone that like the next CPU upgrade that I'm probably gonna get is gonna be something way more server ended because I'm probably gonna be running like my work load on my PC is gonna be more akin to a server than like a standard consumer PC
We
with
do
like
keep
Unraid
leaning
and
on you
stuff.
for servers and games.
Like yeah, like it just makes sense, right? Like I want like more shit for Threadripper, so like I can pay what is still an extortionate price and it's going to take me years to save for, but you know, will be nice to have over like consumer chips because they just aren't really consumer chips that suit my need apart from the absolute top spec Ryzen 9s. But at that point, it's still just better for me to go Threadripper.
Yeah.
For what I'm doing, not if I wanted single performance, which I don't.
I think there's definitely some very interesting like releases coming up. Like looks at we're trying to. No. Okay, what I was about to say had no basis on me actually knowing if what I was saying was just made up or not, so I'm just gonna skip that.
So, I just read 2 articles. One was pointless.
Right.
Because it was an article that intrigued me because it said that famous YouTuber Jacksepticeye talks about how streamers
famous?
are not nice off stream. I was like intrigued how that was gonna how it was worded and all that. And it
Right.
basically in the short run, spoilers to the article, just says that streamers are apparently not as friendly off stream aren't like content creators, but he literally just goes into say that streamers don't talk to each other after stream because they're adults who have lives. Well, thanks for that. It's not like we already knew that.
Yeah, it's just like that's just how content creators work. Like, obviously, not all of them are going to be like nasty or anything when they're off stream, but it is a slight almost character that a lot of them will put on
Also,
for TikTok, for YouTube, for Twitch. That's just how this works.
so they're streaming with sometimes they're streaming with these people 9 hours a day. Not like they need to talk to them anymore. No offense, you know.
That's true.
But like yeah, a lot of these.
Is that
people
you saying you've had enough of us? Is that what?
Not yet.
Yet.
Yeah, wait until the hot tub podcast. That'll be a fun 2 hours.
A wrinkly 2 hours.
But yeah, no, I was just like, what's the pointless article? Secondly, actually, I got a third one here. I'm just gonna bring up. You guys may have seen this. Bill Maher. He's a TV presenter in the United States.
Oh God.
Okay,
he
I've
called.
not heard.
So, you're gonna love this info. Then he called out Twitch viewers, saying you
Right.
just think that people watching other people playing games is a waste of fucking time. Which I love.
Isn't
Because
watching talk show hosts also a waste of time?
yeah, because I've seen all these people on Twitter just saying, "Oh, it's funny you say that because a bunch of middle-aged people watching you on the TV is a waste of fucking time."
Isn't
Like-
watching sport a waste of time?
Well, you could say any form of
True.
media or entertainment is a waste of time if you're watching it for hours upon hours.
You could say any belt made of Rolexes was a waste of time.
yeah.
Hey,
Like-
do you know what's cool about Twitch?
Go on.
I
This
can
is
watch
gonna be a
something that's
short
getting
list.
thousands of viewers, and I can actually interact with the
Yeah.
person that's creating the content. That's insane. They should invent that for TV.
And also this I haven't really read into how this is going to work, but I'm just intrigued by it. Apparently Sony has patented a like button.
Yo, we can't say
okay.
like, subscribe anymore.
Which it seems like they might be implementing a like button into some
On
sort
their
of like
phone.
virtual controller, potentially on the VR.
Oh my God, they're gonna have a like button on the new PSVR.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I am actually, I know we spoke about this the other podcast. I'm interested to see what the headset's like and the price. Because I feel like the PlayStation 5 is more than capable to do fantastic VR. It's just on the headset. What we've seen of the controllers, they're not going the typical light tracking they did with the VR on the PS4, which was one of the reasons the tracking was a bit off and, caused some issues with the actual headset. So it could be inside out. Most likely is going to be inside out. I doubt they would make a new camera or lighthouse system. We don't know though. We've only seen the controllers and there is no lights on the controller. So I'm glad to see they're not going the old route they did on the PS4 VR. It would be interesting to see the actual headset though and the price point if it's reasonable. I don't see why it's not going to be a bad headset. We don't know. And also we got Apple's headset as well. Nothing confirmed as far as I'm aware. Or like nothing major new confirmed. But we know it's just going to be a huge price point and probably going to have a shitty OS.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting. I'm just interested to see how these go because the PlayStation. That's the one thing I like about what Sony are doing at the moment is that they're doing more gaming related stuff when it comes to, or they're going for entertainment. Xbox tend to go for all in one like TVs and movies and software stuff. While Sony like to go like handhelds or the VR and try to go for what I think is relevant at the time personally. Oh, like this like button, the like button's relevant. I don't understand. But
Oh yeah, the like button's so relevant. It's not like
okay,
it was
so
relevant
looking
in
at these
2012.
looking at these
Drop a
patterns,
like in chat.
the likes could potentially help towards tailored ads on, I'm assuming, the store.
My God, that is insane dystopia levels of like VR. If you're in your PSVR and you get an advert and you press a like button so you can get more adverts that you like, that is Like,
Okay,
Jesus.
no, I do want to confirm. I don't know if it is like for VR. That's just what because it says a like button on the controller. They've already got a PlayStation controller, so the only thing I can think of is the new VR
Yeah, no,
controllers.
I get you. I get you. Also, I should note for those that don't know that like patents are like not
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, sorry, there are different types of patents, but like a design patent like this isn't really like that big a thing.
It's just so then they can say, "Oh well, we designed that first. Can we have money?"
Yeah, companies just patent everything because
Like PlayStation
Make
patenting
money.
any controller or whatever they called it. Make your banana a controller. That was fucking
yes.
beautiful. Apparently,
Potato batteries.
oh, also talking about Sony again. Apparently, a survey they released hints at a possible interest at the return of a Burnout series. That's actually
Yes.
exciting. Hopefully,
Honestly,
it's not PlayStation
I hope it's
only.
open world.
Yeah,
I love Paradise. Don't get me wrong, the other Burnout games, especially 2 and 3, great. But putting it into an open world environment and
next
giving
gen,
people
yeah.
tasks to do, like even like just chasing down cars to like crash them to own them, I think's just great gameplay.
wait, they ported,
It gives you something to do. Sorry. Go on.
ported Paradise to the Switch.
Oh, I'd be surprised if they hadn't. I assume it's remastered Paradise, right?
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
I
because it
can't
talks about it
imagine
remastered in 2018 and it 2020.
Oh yeah, okay. That'd be really weird if they got the old one, man.
That's a good point. So yeah, this article talks about how Sony doesn't have any major racing games at the moment. Yeah, this could be
When
a
was
good
the
option.
last Gran Turismo game?
That would have been the PS4, like more or less released the PS4.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
Remember
new
when
one
that
is
used to be
the
like
new-
a launch title?
Yeah, the new one hasn't come out yet, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
I think it got delayed for some.
Looks like
Okay,
it's
I'm
due
just gonna
next
put in
year.
chat how I just spelt Gran Turismo, because I am more than ashamed of myself.
Oh dear. Gran Turismo.
Fuck
This
off.
is there.
So yeah, the latest Gran Turismo was Gran Turismo Sport, and that was 2017. So
Wow.
yeah, we haven't had one for a long time. Champion. Oh, no, that's Championship. Now, when's the new game coming? Was it just being delayed? Is it being completely cancelled? Is Gran Turismo better than Forza? Well,
It depends what you want.
coming out in 2022, Gran Turismo 7.
Yes.
So, Christ, we've got another year until PlayStation's like launch title, normally launch titles coming out.
Yeah, it must be really good. Like if they're
From what
if
we
it's been, like,
saw,
delayed.
no.
Oh,
Like the trailer just doesn't look any better than 6, in my opinion. Like
no.
nothing special about it. But no, a new Burnout would be great if it's like Paradise next gen, sort of like graphics and racing and physics and all that. Essentially
Mhm.
crashing mechanics. Man, that would be
Yeah, I'll be buying
amazing.
that if it
Yeah,
lives up to
just
expectations.
hopefully it isn't hopefully it isn't PlayStation exclusive. I've just realised Burnout was made by Criterion, wasn't it?
Yes.
We won't see it for a while then. Criterion are currently working on the new Battlefield, and as far as I'm aware, most of their resources have been put on the new Battlefield. For how long, we
Okay.
don't know. So maybe they'll have a sub team, maybe it'll be a different developer. Hopefully not, because probably wouldn't come out that good if it was a different developer. No offense. It won't be Paradise, at least. It'll Paradise-esque. Because Criterion makes so many good gems. Yeah, I'm just seeing so much fucking stuff about Activision.
Trying to Google that, I'm finding a lot of things about the like the human sort of burnout and like how employers can cope with like employee burnouts. Not quite what I wanted, but
Actually, you know what?
the solutions are out there.
Something I haven't actually looked at too much, but Agent Oink was the one who brought it up to me, was the new not Crash Bandicoot, the new Ratchet and Clank. That's going to be the first PlayStation-made game, PlayStation 5 made game, isn't it? That
I don't
uses
know if
its
it's the first. But
SSD to its full capacity.
Yeah, they were talking about it on the insert name of that event the PlayStation did
State
to
of
talk
Play.
about the PlayStation 5 State of Play, thanks. And they showed off a good few features from it there.
Yeah, like instantly loading, like literally instantly loading different worlds.
Really fast loading, just that sort
Mm.
of thing. Overall graphics improvements as well.
Yeah, no, it looks absolutely stunning, and it's a typical Ratchet and Clank game. So, if I had a PS5, I would play it.
By typical,
I
you mean
think-
just a collectathon.
Oh, I didn't know what you meant by that, but now, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah. Or kind of. It looks like
Really?
it's going into more of a
Yeah.
different sort of like story-based, and world exploration potentially.
Trying to think what Ratchet and Clank game I've played because it was free at some point, so that narrows
forget.
it down. I'm sure.
Humble Bundle creator suing Valve over profit cut.
Mm.
Well, that's kind of ironic coming from
yes.
Humble Bundle, in my
Yeah, it's Humble
opinion.
Bundle, the people who are for charity who are removing charity.
Yeah. I wonder if that change has been
Oh.
made yet, since it is now May, or if it's happening later in the month.
This kind of upsets me. A new Jackbox game being announced. Just stop.
Yeah. Like, yeah, I appreciate
There's
the
been like
idea.
24 of them now.
Hey, this is going to be the 8th one.
So yeah,
Oh,
there's going to be 24.
I appreciate the idea. I really do like the idea of like mini games, especially like mini games you can play on stream, but they're always like 60 quid brand new for fairly short mini games.
Right. So
Some of
something
which
which
you
would-
can't play more than a couple of times.
So something for Jackbox, right, which would almost just be better, is just rather than having a game, having a subscription to it, they just add extra shit on top of it,
Yep,
like all of the
absolutely.
new games, because it's like they update. Sure, they have like new updated games, like Quiplash 2 or something like that in like their later ones, right?
Mm.
But they also have brand new games. Why not just have it all wrapped into a subscription? They would
I
probably
honestly think
eventually
that would be
actually
better.
get more money,
Mm.
like in the long run, and it would be almost better for customer satisfaction.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, I'd
Cool.
be against a subscription. Subscriptions suck. I don't want to pay a subscription to anything whenever I have the option not to. But I would be more than fine with them having, like, there is a product called Jackbox. You buy Jackbox. When you buy Jackbox, you get 5 free games. From there on, you can purchase each of the games for a fixed price. Or something like that. Like, that would work.
No, definitely.
Yeah, they definitely have to
Because-
adjust their pricing of things.
Yeah, another problem I have with Jackbox is the inconsistency between releases. They release every new version roughly around the same sort of markup and price, but I'm sorry, some of the games just aren't as good as the other games, right? Like that's not on them. That's just how comedy works. Like they can't just create the same games over and over again, right? They have to try and innovate, and sometimes those innovations just aren't as enjoyable. And like for that reason, it's like, well, do I really want to pay like £30 for like one game? No, not
Yeah.
really. So like, I'd rather pay like a few quid for that game in like a big game that was just all of the games within it, and you paid for them or something. Like that'd be better. I'll just buy Quiplash 2, and then we can just keep playing Quiplash 2 because Quiplash is just the best Jackbox game by a considerable margin.
Oh, I don't know. The Robo Rap one's pretty.
Oh, now we need to
Robo Rap
play.
one is pretty good.
now we
What's
need to
the
play
Monster High
some.
School one? Or Monster Prom?
I can't even
It's
remember
okay.
what
I like
that one is.
We can play some Jackbox tonight.
No.
We can. Or Flight Sim, whatever. I'll be
Which
up for
ones do
anything.
you own?
Let's check. I currently own Jackbox 3, 4, and 5, and I
Oof.
believe
Okay.
no, I don't own the Quiplash game separately. I guess it's in one of those.
I think I have Quiplash. Obviously, it doesn't matter since you'll have it in there, but
I have
It's also,
original
yeah,
Quiplash, but I don't have Quiplash 2.
I have the
it's
drawing
weird
one.
to me they've released some games separately, like as their own things.
As far
like,
as I'm
yeah,
aware,
that's
they were
weird.
done before the Jackbox deals.
Oh, okay.
That's why they're separate. And the whole point of
Oh, okay.
Jackbox was that like this company was making loads of games, and they just put them all into one deal.
Okay.
And then it became this
Okay,
whole
that's what I
trend
mean
of just releasing them all, like releasing the deals and having new games in them. Like that's what we have.
For a large
5,
amount
6,
of money,
7,
not
8,
giving
yeah.
people access to the previous ones for all that large amounts of money.
Here's
Yeah.
some cool news that you probably heard already, Phelan. But one of the
Ooh.
things I wanted to point out in here, which I just don't understand. It's an article talking about how Halo Infinite's going to have a load of. They've announced a load of cool new features. Apparently.
Ooh. Okay.
The main big one they announced was the fact that multiplayer will be
All
cross-play.
multiplayer should be cross-platform at this point.
It's cross-platform and cross-progression between PC
Okay.
and Xbox, but it goes both ways no matter what, which is cool. I think, yeah, as you said, all games should be cross-platform, or at least have the option for cross-platform. Obviously,
yeah,
some
it's
games
2021.
doesn't have it, like some games it's kind of unfair, like competitive games. I feel like it'd be completely unfair to play against people on PC and Overwatch against people on console. There's just I don't think that's fair. That's a bad example, but like Warzone is one of those ones that's been controversial for a while because people on console have that slight aim assist, and obviously they've dialed that down and done certain things where it's not as noticeable, it's not as much of as an effect these days. As long as you can balance
Can
it
I
well,
say
it's
something
fine.
that's going to be like the most hilarious hot take that I don't even fully agree with? I just want to say it.
Go on then.
People that are playing on a PC and complaining that consoles are winning over them in engagements because of console having aim assist. How the fuck are you losing that? You have headphones, and people playing on consoles probably don't.
Oh, I know.
Like the minority of them do.
They all open
But
like
come on, you have PC audio, and you're complaining about a console player. Like, come on. I don't know how it was
Yeah, it's
tuned,
an
but it can't have been that
interesting take.
bad. Again, I don't even 100% fully agree with that. I just think it's a funny thing to people obviously immediately jump to the aim conclusion, right? Of
Yeah.
you can aim better on PCs, they give assist to consoles, but then the assist is bullshit and not fair to the PC players. And I'm just like, well, what if you just have better audio and you can tell where they are before they start shooting at you better than they can because they're on a TV in a fucking living room while two other people are watching Netflix?
Yeah.
I want to circle back just very quick, loves. I do want to talk about this Halo thing. Looking at the release dates, and this is the release dates on Steam, so I don't know if they released somewhere before Steam. Quiplash appeared to come out separately after even the first Jackbox Party Pack. By about a year, I think, or like 2014 to 2015 was more. Yeah, so at
Cornet's
least
initial release
half
was
a year.
30th of June 2015.
Yeah.
First Jackbox, sorry.
26th
yeah.
of November 2014. Yeah. So.
Maybe
That's
I
true.
know some of them are. I don't know. I could be wrong. But it doesn't make sense in my head.
It
why
would
they
make
release
sense
them.
that some of them are.
But so the other things they announced features were PC were gonna have ultra wide and super ultra wide screen support.
Again, good. It's 2021. These things really should be standard from large studios.
This one I feel like should be a standard no matter what. Is triple keybinds.
Yep. Again, another thing that I think should be standard.
And
yeah.
another one, if this isn't standard in a game, what's wrong with you? Advanced graphics options.
Yeah. Yeah. If you're releasing on even on consoles, I'd prefer. I understand why it's not on consoles, but on PC, it should definitely be there. I don't even care if you're an indie dev. You should have quality options.
But apparently those were some of the big features that they announced.
Very big features, but there we go.
Yeah.
Nice to knows.
It's interesting. I'm interested to see how the single players. Wow, there's really nothing happening.
Wow.
There's a
Plenty
lot
of stuff happening.
Yeah.
Really?
So I'm just reading through. I was just gonna say, I saw an article on Red Dead. Red Dead is dead, and I don't understand why anybody plays that game anymore. Shockingly bad. Well, it's not bad. It's just shockingly dull for a game.
Can't imagine that. I don't know. If Rockstar really expected it to do as well as GTA Online, I can't imagine they did.
No.
That wouldn't have been realistic.
If it wasn't for that, we would have had GTA 6 by now.
Yeah, it's going to be another game series like Gran Turismo with a really long delay. Both of the abbreviations starting with GT. I mean, yes, it's ending with GT for Gran Turismo, but
Don't ask me which one of those games was I can't actually remember which one of those games was the inspiration for my first name. I want to say it was GTA.
Oh,
Yes, because it was
Yeah.
GT Auto. God, I'm an idiot.
Grand Tactical Auto. Yeah.
What did I have it?
We had something.
That was it. I had a friend. This is an odd story, but it's related.
Oh shit, you had a friend.
I had a friend who,
Wish I had a friend.
at the time, wasn't allowed to play GTA 5. He was 18, but he wasn't allowed to play GTA 5 because of his parents. They were a bit strict. So he ended
Right.
up getting it one day. He went to the market or whatever, bought it
Same,
secondhand
by the way.
cheap on the PS4.
Oh god, I also did this. Yeah.
And his parents obviously didn't know what the box art looked like or what the game was about. They just knew it was this very violent game that they've seen in the news, whatever. Or they probably know what it looked like. But I remember him telling me a story of like how he would keep it away from his parents if his parents would see it or whatnot. They'd be like, "What's that new game you just bought?" He'll just say, "Oh, don't worry, it's Gran Turismo Walkabouts." And I'm like, how did you
What?
get away with that
How?
for so long?
I went to some I guess half yard sale. Like I remember them having like a tiny table out in front.
Okay.
And now that I've like only just remembered this, I bought one of the Gran Turismo games. It must have been on PS2. I think I tried to play it, but the disc was too scratched. But it's just weird that I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just drawing similarities. But obviously, parents also weren't too keen on me playing that. We once saw Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, I think 4, in a charity shop, and having played 3 a lot, obviously wanted 4. Occasionally, if you bail in the Tony Hawk's games, there's like a small splatter of blood, like a little decal
Oh yeah.
of blood. So the goddamn rating was 15, and it said like blood or something on it. Sister got my mum to like see that, and because of that, that's why I never played Pro Skater 4. Goddamn. Parents were script? Yes, they were scripted.
They were scripted.
Yeah.
Talking about
Explains a lot.
age ratings, we watched a wonderful film, going back to the film podcast. We watched a wonderful film recently, which got me and Phelan questioning the age rating a couple times in the film, called Bill. Highly recommend it. Great piece of
what a
British
film.
media. Genuinely recommend it. It's great fun. But yeah, there was a few moments in it. I was just like,
not to interrupt, but it's not really that relevant to the podcast, but it's going to be very entertaining to both of you. I was doing stuff for family today, relating to like physical, like whatever you guys know.
Yes.
But I walked through after we were finished just to like nab a drink and stuff, and my family had settled down, on the sofa having a bit of lunch and stuff. And do you want to guess what film was playing on TV?
Bill.
No way.
Yep.
Oh my.
What can I say?
What
We're
bit-
so cool. We're leading the way.
What bit did they get to? Were you watching them?
It was when the fucking, how do I say this without spoilers?
Yeah.
It's a
when-
like
when-
6-year-old film.
So
No, it's
spoilers-
important. When
Yeah.
the group of people were introducing themselves to that king that wanted the group of people to do the thing.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh man.
I want to watch more films like that now. Like there was actually,
Oh, absolutely.
I loved that film. No, genuinely,
This
we're gonna
is-
have to watch Scott Pilgrim. I didn't know you didn't watch that.
No, this is revived movie night, honestly, Bill. That's
Oh fucking hell, it was beautiful. But yeah, there was a few moments in it, like they used the word "hoe," which for a PG film I thought was a bit on the edge.
they said something else. I can't remember what
can't-
it was that particularly
They said,
triggered.
they
me now.
almost
Not
said
triggered.
prostitute. They came close to saying it. It got cut off.
Yeah.
It was the idea of it just being mentioned. And the idea of it, there was lots of potty jokes which Delicious loved.
Oh.
His sort of humor.
Ugh.
There's a fact I just want to look up, so I can't remember. If it,
I remember that's what was interesting when we first started the film, and it gave us like the age range, said like PG, sex and nudity, violence and gore,
yeah,
profanity,
yeah.
alcohol, drug smoking, frightening and intense scenes. It's like
literally
all of
every
them.
warning possible.
Oh my word. Oh my. Well, like, sorry, I'm just I'm reading the parents' guide on IMDb, and for sex and nudity, his characters share kisses. Imagine not
Oh,
allowing
okay.
your kid to watch something because people are kissing. Like, not to judge your style of parenting, but I'm absolutely judging your style of parenting.
Okay.
Several scenes of slapstick violence. Oh,
Um,
was that? Okay. Sorry, under that profanity bit, because this is what I thought there was a word they said. Okay. Our character nearly says the word prostitute. Partially. Plus bugger. I think this is the one that got me. They said bloody whore, I think it was.
Oh. Okay, so I'm looking into actually this will answer your question. I'm looking into foul language or moderate language ratings or how they're used in media. I mean, I'm looking
Yes.
at the BBFC, which is the British rating
British.
firm. And mild language like crap, arse, and bloody is permitted in PG categories, while moderate language like bitch and dick is inconsistently considered PG and 12A. That's 12. It's dependent on context and how much of the word is used. Strong language like the word fuck or other words like that is allowed infrequently in 12A films.
Oh, I thought you only got one pass for it.
Yeah, through
That's
the
the American shit, right?
No, through the BBFC, although the BBFC is more lenient on the definition of infrequent, more than an MPAA, the film About Time, a film called About Time, was permitted the use of it 5 times and still received a 12A.
Wow.
And that had a rating of 12A, and it was warned under infrequent, strong language, and moderate sex references. Mild bad language, hell, God, and screwed is allowed infrequently as a U category.
Yeah.
That was something I wasn't aware of. More frequent languages, yeah, is limited to a 15 category. That's fair.
I remember my mum used to get mad if I said screwed. Odd, weird times.
I completely forgot. Yeah, this is the British. Well, very strong language, cunt, is also limited to a 15 category. Wait, there was this. The BBFC used to be much stricter on very strong language, causing any aggressive use of cunt to receive an automatic 18 rating.
I wonder how close you can get, because there's the old joke of someone saying it, and then it cuts to someone saying can't, so it's like, oh, I can't believe you did that, or something like that. So it's still implied that, like, you get the full sounds there, but it's 2 different locations, so technically they didn't say it.
Okay, so
I wonder how that does.
There's another bit here which I won't say on stream for stream reasons.
Oh my god.
No, because
must be bad.
Like, these were the 2 words they gave. You know, I'll put it in chat and I'll see what you guys say. I don't think it's the stream safe way of putting it. I guess in context it makes sense that you can use it. Because obviously that word is used differently in different countries, especially the difference between the UK and the US. So, what was the last bit? The BBFC was among the rating boards that gave the more lenient rating of the King's Speech as a 12A. If you don't know, there's a bit in it where he says the F word like 6 times in like 5 seconds.
I think I might have seen that scene actually.
Yes, yeah, it's like it's a good scene. But again, within context. Oh no, that's it. Yeah, okay, I love this. The BBFC was among one of the rating boards that gave the lenient rating of to the King's Speech, rating it a 12A/12 for, in brackets, strong language in a speech therapy context. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Okay, so Ireland just use more or less the BBFC. Use some different examples. Netherlands. I'm not trying to pronounce that word. Can anybody pronounce this word for me?
Oh no, why?
Well, because this is the Netherlands rating board.
I get the feeling I could.
1 second.
Quiche Quiche
Are
will be
you,
my guess.
trying to
Could be.
remember where the Netherlands is?
No, you don't hear me typing.
Hey, you like this. Peggy's stance on language is a lot more stricter than the ESRB. Use of profanity, even damn/hell, is automatically a Peggy 12.
Wow.
Oh, is
God, Peggy.
Wait, what's this? The Peggy 12 rating covers mild and moderate language. This includes racial slurs. Or
Oh my
sexual
word, oh, good
expletives are automatically a Peggy 16. I did not know that.
Equalizer.
You
Equalizer.
Googled it.
It's called Google Translate, mate.
Yeah, I knew it.
That was close, then.
That surprises me. Racial slurs are counted under a Peggy 12, but any sexual
only thing-
expletives are automatically Peggy 16.
Peggy has the cool voice going for it, though.
Yeah.
Like that I'll give them that.
The Peggy voice is kind of hot.
True.
Wait, what's this?
Nah.
So, similar to the BBFC, the word, I'm not going to say that again, is viewed much harshly than it is in other countries. The word I put in chat. This is considered an expletive and that can be automatically earn a game 12, a Peggy 12, sorry. Example, the original copies of Sonic Rush Adventures, which contained a
What?
single use of the word. They
Yeah.
had that word in Sonic?
Because
Sorry, I
the
need
word,
to look this up.
the word is not like even slightly offensive in like America. But it is here. Like it's really offensive.
Yeah,
here.
but they used it in Sonic?
It's been used in loads of media, like films and everything. It normally gets redubbed for a reason.
Okay. It's that game I just would have never expected it to be in. I want to see what Australia's ratings are like. I feel like they're going to be quite, like, chill. Actually, they have an M rating in.
Yep. Yeah, but you get into things like countries having, obviously not necessarily the exact same, but you have like M18, XR, like just. I'm
Do
not
you
saying
know
it
what
should
I
be
think would be an
standardized
epic
across
change?
the world,
What?
Get rid of rating systems entirely that do like this is a PG film, this is a 12, this is a 16, this is mature, this is 21, like whatever fucking system you choose. Fuck that shit. Just put the content warnings on the box, and then when it comes to like cinema screenings, if a child is under 13, make it the responsibility of the parent to decide whether they're able to see it or not, and past that, make it the decision of the child. Just
That's fair.
like make some policy to give them the warnings, like when you're
So-
buying a cinema ticket, like make it very clear this contains, sexual language. Like you feel comfortable seeing this.
So,
Mm.
you know, what you're saying there is
Please don't make my job harder.
is the
True.
is the FSK rating board, the Germany rating board, because apparently they're
Ooh,
very
yeah.
lenient when it comes to offensive language. So for example, films in the United States, these are the examples they gave. The examples they gave were rated R films in the United States, such as Billy Elliot or The King's Speech, which we mentioned. They were both rated R in the States. However, both of those films got children's classifications in Germany.
What were they given for us?
Peggy, no, not Peggy. I think they were 12 in the
'Cause,
12A, 12.
Them children's, yeah.
So
On like ratings and things though, there has been a problem a problem depending on who you ask. I'd say it's a problem in Australia with their adult ratings. Like they just straight banned GTA for a while, if I remember correctly, along with a few other games that were rated.
they do a lot
For
of weird
adults.
stuff when it
What,
comes
like
to
in America.
no Australia.
Oh, Australia. Australia is weird
Yeah.
in that
Mm.
regard. They have some really weird decisions that they've made. But nonetheless, I feel like a lot of countries have at times made
Oh.
weird decisions relating online media,
Mhm.
or like gaming media that just didn't really make any sense. I mean, like the UK has tried to like ban porn numerous times,
Mm.
despite the many articles that have been done and produced and scientific research that just says that just is not a good idea because it just leads to people getting worse sourced porn, which means they see
Yeah.
worse things.
Remember when they said they were
It's
gonna
just not a good idea, but
a
we've
l-
still tried to do it like 3 separate occasions.
they were gonna put a license behind it that you had to like provide your driving license and all that? And
Yes.
Christ, that scared my entire college class. That did.
There's porn ratings, yeah.
No,
And
they're
being
just trying to
forced to give
ban them.
IDs.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I do
My
really
main
think
thing
of-
is, right,
Go on.
is if the whole ID system is meant to dissuade children from accessing that kind of thing, is if children are dedicated enough, they're gonna find a way.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
Children are
better
gonna
to
access it
monitor
anyway.
the things that they're able to get to
I'd rather
easily
not use the word children.
then
Teen-
fine then. Adults under the age of 18, is that better for you?
Yeah, teenager.
What? The fuck does an adult under the age
Oh,
of 18
no.
mean? Just use the word minor.
Fine then. It's better that we monitor the stuff that minors
Also,
would have access to.
What does it
rather
matter
than
if they
them
use a
getting
pickaxe on their daily job?
Then getting items that we don't have control over.
yeah. Like for me, I think what the problem is, right? If you restrict something, people get access to it, right? This applies to literally anything,
anything,
right? Like
yeah.
look at prohibition in America.
Hmm.
It's just what humans will do. And if you do it with porn, like yeah, like you try and regulate it so that children or minors, whatever you want to refer to them as, don't access it, they're going to access it, right? Like that's just a thing that's going to happen. Some people are never going to look at it their whole life. Some people are going to look at it, but like 9 was probably my first time looking at porn, which probably explains many things about me.
Charlie's face.
Like no, the reason I've wanted to mention that is because he was like, I don't want to call them children. I was like, well, I very much was a child when I first did it. My first sexual experience with a person was at 11, and it was like when I
Okay.
just turned 11. Like, you know, he's just gone.
Yeah.
To be clear, with someone else. But yeah.
Associating.
Why did I say with someone else, like without specifying age? I meant someone else that was in my class.
I had a sexual experience with nobody.
Anyway.
Oh no, Casper the
Like-
Friendly Ghost. Oh,
I think the important thing to stress is that there needs to be better education and understanding put forward so that people that are young can understand what they are consuming. Because that's the real problem, is that there's a very strong disconnection between like the content in porn and reality, and as a kid you just don't understand that. Like
Actually,
it's hard to get your head around.
you saying that, I don't know if I've ever brought this up on the stream before, on the podcast before. I've definitely brought it
Oh,
up to
no.
between friends and all that. It's not, but I mean, it's just a genuine. I mean, it's an interesting viewpoint of how you were talking about how, you know, like if you banned adult content, people no matter what are going to get a way around to finding it and potentially just finding worse stuff or badly sourced stuff and all that. And that's like I always like that argument and hearing other people's opinions on drug use, and how I've heard a lot of points of view of people saying that you can't, like their point of view is you can't, that you shouldn't ban drugs. You should sell them in legal quantities in a safer way, and always provide drug test kits and all that to make sure that, you know, if people want to consume marijuana, they can, but in a safer manner. Instead of, you know, trying to get it off someone down the street that could potentially.
I mean,
lace
to
it
be
with
fair,
cheaper stuff.
marijuana is a bad example.
Yeah, a bad
not
example,
To
like-
criticize you, it's
yeah.
already relatively safe to access that. But
Like MDMA or
yes.
or any sort of pill-based drug.
Yes, an example is someone that has a heroin addiction. It's probably, some people would argue that it would be better for a state-run system to help supply them with heroin, ideally with the idea of helping slowly move them off of it, which obviously is quite a lengthy process that's going to be dependent on that individual and their situation. And having them source pure, you know, regulated, lab-produced heroin versus off the street black to heroin that could be mixed with loads of different chemicals that could kill you, right? Without the environment of having drug dens that have like needle sharing and that sort of stuff, right? Like it's about regulating it in a way that then means you can create it to be more safe.
Yeah, and like he brought up that point because, like, just like you said, like if you were to ban drugs, people are just gonna get like not like they're already banned, but if you were to put a stronger restriction on them, people are just gonna find worse ways of producing or finding that drug they want to use. And like I know it's a controversial point, and I'm not going to go into detail because we're coming up to the 2-hour mark. But I would say the same sort of thing would happen in the States if they were to just write up ban guns. People would still find ways of, you know,
In the States, probably.
yeah, no, most definitely, because people would just be like, oh, I wanna. Is it the Second Amendment?
Yeah.
They will always like, I defend my Second Amendment, and then no matter what, they will get access to weapons, and it won't stop someone. You know, it's the same. It doesn't stop people getting drugs; they're illegal, but it doesn't stop people. Like I guess, like in my mindset, if you were to make drugs legal, I think one of the things, especially younger people, the reason they do it is it gives them a bit of an adrenaline. You know, they're doing something that's a bit rogue. You know, it's off the cuff. They're being a bit they're being rebellious. And so, you know, if you were to make it legal, it wouldn't be rebellious to do drugs. It would be a what's the not. It would be a
Recreation.
there we go.
Hmm.
Like activity sort of thing, you know, and in a
I've-
safe manner, like at a
Are
festival.
you holding your mic
Yeah,
in
can you
manually
hear
at this
that? Can you hear that? I'm just picking it up.
Oh, good lord. You should probably
like,
just hold it by the Y bit at this point.
I don't think
in a few
like
more minutes.
I don't know what like the majority of I would say drug use is. I would say that not recreational, like rebellious drug use is probably like
I think it's
not that
younger age.
higher percentage. I think it's more just people want to try it. Like there are plenty of drugs that you were exposed to from a young age through like media and shit, right? And I think it's unreasonable just to presume that like everyone there was just deciding after the fact that they want to do like acid because it's bad and illegal. Like they probably just want to try it. Like LSD's one of the safer drugs to take. Like statistically, you do some research, you're like, oh yeah, it's fine the first time. It has a very weakening effect on consecutive doses. Like
Opens
like
people's
you know,
minds up.
people try these things because they want to, and also it's not exactly hard to get hold of. So, you know, it's like I just feel I don't think it's necessarily rebellion as much as it's just interest.
No, I don't mean that's the reason they do it, but it gives you that adrenaline rush as well as the drug giving you it. But you know, like doing anything exciting, you know, get a bit of an adrenaline rush from it. You know, I think that's why some people like doing that. It's why some people live a life of crime because they get an adrenaline rush from it. Not everybody, obviously. Some people are bored, but etc. It's a complicated one. But I think we should start wrapping that up. It was definitely an interesting podcast for sure. My
The
mic
only,
didn't break once. None of you saw that.
The only thing I'd like to say, I was trying to get this in earlier, but then we ended up talking about drugs somehow.
I do
But I
apologize.
wanted to ask, when we're talking about the rating stuff, is like, how much did your parents regulate like the media you consumed in both films and video games by like age rating? And from that, how would you choose to regulate like your own children? Because I was pretty much not regulated. Like I was thinking when I can't remember who it was, someone mentioned not being able to play GTA or like people getting around GTA, and I was thinking back to like my earliest like memories of like gaming with my family, and like yeah, we played like Crash Bandicoot and GTA San Andreas on like the PS2, like with just no care, and like I don't think like every GTA is even like necessarily that bad, like content wise to be like if you're actually just like judging it on the actual content. But it'd be interesting to hear like your opinions.
So when I was younger, back in the good old Nintendo 64 days, the worst game I ended up playing was Conker's Bad Fur Day, which, if any of you have heard of that, has got
What a
an
great
M rating of 17 plus by the ESRB for animated violent, mature sexual themes, and strong language. And I was playing at a good age of between like 6.
Animated in both senses as well.
Yeah, no, right.
Yeah, okay,
Oh,
fair.
what a great game that was.
I think they make Sea of Thieves now.
I know.
Yeah.
God, they went
To
down.
think they made Banjo Kazooie as well. Like Banjo Kazooie to Conkers is a bit of a difference.
Conkers was the peak.
Conkers was amazing, but we're not talking about the opera poop. That was a low. point.
Oh, okay. I think that's probably one of my favorite toilet-related jokes of all time. But on
Oh
the...
no! It's the things are right. It's a good toilet-related humor, right? But it's still a low point of a game.
Yeah, okay, fair. On the thing, like it was weird. Like I wasn't allowed to play. Like I was gonna say GTA 5 for some reason. Like that's the only. I wasn't allowed to play GTA when I was younger, but I don't know to what extent this rule applied because I also played. I definitely did play it. Like maybe it's because it was always with someone. Like I'm pretty sure it was always with my older brother, who also wasn't 18 at the time. Probably. I'm trying to think how much older he is. I don't know. He's old.
Old
But
enough.
no, it was an inconsistent role. It was definitely I couldn't own anything like that, but I would definitely be less strict than my parents have been when it comes to that specifically.
I don't remember being ever restricted a game. I remember playing Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, which I spoke about last podcast, from a young age. Probably like 12. When did Modern Warfare 2 come out? Because I played every COD from Modern Warfare 2 till Ghost.
Doesn't even remember when it came out. Dear, oh dear.
2009. Jesus Christ! Yeah, I would have been about
Yeah.
9, 10ish. 10 actually. Gets it came out in November. So yeah, I've been playing COD since I was 10. I wasn't really restricted from that. The only thing I do remember getting like told not to participate in at the time, and this is something I just vaguely remember. I don't remember the context to it or not, but I just remember seeing, and I only remember this now because I listen to them currently. It was one of the CDs for a Slipknot album. It was their Disturbed album. But I just remember getting told like that should be something you should stay away from. It probably wouldn't be your, or something like that. That's the only thing I remember, like not really being censored from per se. Apart from that, no, I wasn't really told not to do anything, and I wouldn't, I would probably participate in showing my kids how to actually play COD and show them how to do 60 no scopes, and it depends on what games we have out by that time, But no, I wouldn't ever per se censor a child. I don't see the point. And like this is something I wanted to quickly say is I feel like no matter how much I do, I think what I can show my child is the stepping stones into life. The friends that are around are probably going to make the biggest difference to how they grow up more than anything. Obviously, I can, set most of it from a young age, but something I've noticed a lot of my friends is they hang around certain people and then they become those certain people. Not everybody's different, but that's something I've definitely noticed, especially around my friend group and the people I used to know.
It's weird actually. That's why I became no one.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's why I became not my team.
Oh god, not another one.
But no, yeah, that was an interesting last topic. Is there anything else anybody would like to talk about? Round it off.
No, I just wanted to put that in because I thought it'd be an interesting sort of a perspective on the rating systems.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I remember watching Hot Fuzz at a young age, and that scared the shit out of me. I had to stop watching.
Sorry,
halfway
scared
through.
you?
Yeah. I remember watching it, and the main bad guy who's killing everybody had like a black cloak. He looked like Death. The black cloak
Yeah.
with the hood and the. I remember just looking at my kitchen door and seeing him there in a brief moment, and I was scared shitless.
You must have hated Dementors as well. Like Harry Potter must have been.
I didn't watch Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah, because you'd wet yourself if you did. Bleeding hell.
No. And then what was it? Kick Ass. That scared the shit out of me because someone was in a big ass microwave and they blew up, and I was just like, ah. And then my dad was like, "You play Call of Duty, you shoot people's limbs off, and you can't watch this." I'm like, "They're different. This is
a film I need to
photorealistic.
see. Someone just in a
Have you
giant
not seen
microwave.
Kick Ass?
No.
Have you not?
No.
Oh man.
There
But
are
anyway.
gaps I'm not proud of in my
Anyway.
photography.
Anything else anybody would like to speak about?
No,
No.
I'm cool.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, everybody, for jumping in. It has been wonderful. No, we definitely got through a lot of topics today. More than expected. Spoke about questionable stuff, most certainly. And as mentioned, my microphone didn't break. But yeah, as always, have a good evening, good day, good night, good morning. And we'll see you
Oh, I watched that film recently
next
for the first time.
Pain.
You know what? For the recording, what are we gonna say? Because we always do it like nice little special.
Well,
fellas.
you definitely need to tell people to donate to twitch.tv/tacticaltv so you can get a new mic or a mic arm. Sorry.
Why not all of the above?
Yeah, we could do. Like, yeah, okay.
You're
Well,
focused on something.
we'll just end it there. Bye.
Oh.